Hello and welcome to the Computer Game Show. My name's David Turner. I'm here with Matt Murray.
Hello.
A returning Sean Bell.
Hello.
And for the time being at least, James Farley. You all right, James?
Yeah. Hi.
I say for the time being because James is ill. We've told him not to podcast tonight. He can barely get through a sentence without coughing. So I don't know where it's going.
Not entirely true. It's just when you make me laugh, and so we'll be all right.
Listen, I am not going to change my talent for you for the safety of you, James. I'm not putting up with that, I'm afraid. You are not going to change the way I am. So you're going to have to just risk your life throughout this pod and see how it goes. So if James has to duck off at some point, we will let you know. You probably know because Sean will moan about having to do the news again, which is fair enough. It's fair enough. I wouldn't want to do it. Should we start by announcing the Patreon producers for this month? They are Aaron Patrick, the QuickBooks chap, Simon Nelson, Moomin Biscuit, Trans Rights to Human Rights, Dave Ernsberger, Colin Brown, Gasman, Rocketman76, Smooth Monkey, John Tempelli, Jackie Sniper, Sam Higton, Thomas, Stan, Philip with an F, Cutty, Steve Lee, Jack Oven, Grey Dragon Claw, Colin the Car Wanker Smith, Lee Keybottom, My Dog Skip, Bean, Evil Mammal, Don Whiskerando, Boza Karma, Jonathan Edwards, Johnster, and the new Full Nels is. That's the Full Nels crew. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? They're all here to cheer us on with money. Thank you so much for going to patreon.com/TCGS. You can go to that website, sign up and support what we do. Keep us ad free, keep us smiling, keep us playing video games. There are tons of video games, mate. We can't afford fucking all of them with the wages we get. So you're keeping us gaming. Thank you so much for your support. Very brief, quick plug here. Ian Lee's Imposter Syndrome. The next day is Saturday, the 7th of Feb at the Rondo Theatre in Bath. If you search Ian Lee Imposter Syndrome Rondo Theatre, you can get a ticket. We're over 50% sold out. We had to open the back of the theatre because we'd sold out the initial allocation. So they will go by February. Get in there quick. Maybe a lovely little present for a loved one. Come and see your old friend Davey T doing crowd work.
What, a little early Valentine's Day gift or thinking Christmas?
Christmas, I was thinking. Because
Yeah,
then 2 months are getting hyped. That's the problem. If you give it to them, Valentine's Day's after the 7th of Feb, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
so
also
you would have
early.
missed it.
Yeah.
The thing is, you want at least 2 months, I reckon, of build-up of excitement, of, getting hyped up and going, oh my God, I can't believe I've seen Ian and David at the Rondo Theatre in Bath on the Saturday, the 7th of Feb.
That's what they're going to say, exactly word for word.
Yep.
Exactly. You want a couple of months. Well, you won't, because you'd have fucking other plans again, wouldn't you? You fucking
Stag do, mate. Stag do.
should we get to the feedback? Before we get to the feedback, Sean, I assume you've got notes on last week's amazing episode of the Computer Game Show.
So, things I enjoyed.
Hang on. This implies there's a section in the list called things I didn't enjoy.
No, you just process of elimination. Everything I don't mention, I didn't enjoy.
Oh, okay, good.
Fair enough.
Cool. When you're talking about the bet, right? Whether there is another bet or not, that's still up for debate. And Ian suggested that James shouldn't be allowed to eat cheese for a year. And James, I don't think anyone picked up on this at the time. I think James was gonna say, "Fuck off," but he doesn't. But he doesn't say off. So all you hear is James just going, "Fuck." It was so funny. I did write down. You'll all roll your eyes. What if the bet was that the loser does something nice, like buys the winner a gift? Right? Maybe it doesn't have to be a fucking forfeit, like a really shitty thing. Like obviously, it can't
I've
be
got
like
a tattoo.
That
Got a tattoo. Yeah, I think
doesn't sound like the right kind of podcast for that, Sean.
Yes. Could you imagine if Matt wins this bet?
yes, I
And
will.
he's like, well,
guaranteed.
the last bet I lost, and I've got a tattoo on my arse of a Wookiee for the rest of my life. This one, I've bought called James a cheese hamper.
Yeah, yeah, great.
Just
guys.
as funny. Everyone will agree. There was another bit. There was.
See your friends.
How many if I win the bet? Why would I have to buy?
Yeah, no,
James?
I didn't. Yeah,
Hang on.
think of it properly.
I
I just assume you'll lose again, Matt.
I'm rubbish at winning bets.
I can't fully remember what this was. I've just written in quote marks, "We're back from the break." That was it. So at one point, Ian said he wanted a break.
Yes.
But then, like, the edit was so seamless. It kind of sounded like you were pretending to have a break and then just going, "We're back."
Yeah, no. So what?
Yeah,
did
what
with
was up with that, Matt?
No. So what? So I cut it exactly where Dave was like, "Oh, for fuck," and it was like, so I thought it was like an obvious break because there was like, "Oh, for fuck, man, we're back."
Oh, that was an attempt at an edit joke.
Well, no, I mean, like, I just thought I cut it when you said for fuck, and then it was like, "And we're back."
So again,
you know, because there was no
when you
seamless.
Sorry, let's just go back a little bit. When I said, so that was an edit joke, and you said no, and then explained that it was an edit joke, you went,
Well,
yes.
I mean, yeah.
This wasn't meant to be an attack on Matt. It was just something I thought sounded funny.
I think it's quite a good edit
right.
joke. I think it's quite good.
I just wanted to make up because there was no seamless way to like do it without it, and also like the last bit of chat before the break was funny, so I didn't want to lose
You sounded
that.
like a nan then, James. I thought it was very good, you know. I thought you did very well there, Matt, you know.
You made your old nan laugh. You made your old nan liked it. Yes, it was a very good edit joke.
I enjoyed it. The only thing I've written down is that I'm well up for a Borderlands the movie watch along.
Oh, really?
Suggested.
Okay.
That's what you took out of the whole episode.
Yeah, but that was the best bit. I enjoyed the whole thing, obviously. Just, yeah. Good stuff.
All right.
David, what did you think to the fact I actually listened to you and I did put that like record scratch rewind thing in? I felt a bit dirty doing it.
It's nice bit of, you know where your bread's buttered? Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like we've gone from like, just keep it natural, lads, to record scratch rewind bits.
Well, if we want to start winning those awards,
good point. Yeah, we have to adapt.
Yeah.
I like the idea James had of doing a watch along of the Independent Podcast Awards this year that we are not
That was my idea.
involved in.
For fuck.
I like it. Right.
He's really got it in for Matt today, hasn't he?
I know, Jesus.
Wait, hold on. That wasn't an attack on Matt, was it? What did I do?
I think you said James's idea.
Yeah, it's Matt's idea.
Oh, is that your idea, Matt? Oh, sorry.
I'm happy to take credit for it. It's quite good.
All right. Should we get some feedback from our listeners, Matt?
Yes. Chris has messaged, hello to the four of you. I mean, this is one a few weeks that actually works out, so well done, Chris. Long-time listener, first-time contacting the show. In the time since finding your podcast for the first time, I've now become a father, adopting two wonderful girls aged 5 and 6. Inspired by your stories of fatherhood and hearing about your children gaming, I dusted off my old childhood N64 and put on the mini games from Pokemon Stadium for the girls and watched them figure out the controller, laughing insanely at the games and throwing tantrums when they experienced the frustration of computer games for the very first time was absolutely wonderful. Just wanted to share what will remain a very happy memory inspired by you guys.
I love that.
Thanks, Chris. That's amazing. I bet I looked at the controller like, what even is this?
Then you go, no, it's all right. Most controllers are much better than this one. Don't worry about it. It's just
Yeah, I mean, as I said recently, when we went to the micro museum in Ramsgate, handing a N64 pad to Charlie and going, guess how you hold this? And then just watching his, like, he didn't care, but he was, he was cheering on his old dad as he okay.
I didn't have any problems with that controller. I thought it was weird.
Yeah, all right, you're fucking brainier than my 6-year-old son. Well done.
No,
James.
I don't mean like, no, I don't
Is that the angle you're going for?
No, that wasn't the angle. That wasn't the angle.
An idiot.
I didn't mean problem in terms of using it. I just meant in terms of, like, I thought it was quite cool, like back in the day.
Oh, it was
but
cool.
there's a reason no one else has made a controller the same since. It's
Yeah, with a solid plastic analog stick that used to give people blisters like relentlessly. Yeah.
Good travel on that stick though.
Did.
Oh, I travel boy.
Yeah.
Push Button Joe. Hi all, just listened to the latest episode and re-bitmap books. Might be fun for Newshound Dr. James Farley, PhD, to look up that pretty much immediately rescinded their apology and said that no money would go to charity after all. Also, the guy who wrote the book immediately hit up Twitter to celebrate being cancelled, in quote marks. Not to get all culture wars, but given the kudos for offering a genuine apology, I thought it was quite sad that they immediately shat the bed again. Anyway, much love from Joe.
I mean, this is a bit annoying, honestly, because it's like, first of all, what
are we doing? I can't. I'm still getting freezes here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, was I getting that?
It sounds all right to me. I've not noticed any.
Yeah, no, it sounds fine because we can't see you freezing. So.
Well, yeah.
If you've not noticed it, then fine. Hopefully it doesn't happen while I'm talking. But yeah, it's really fucked up. Oh, it's just so irritating. I wonder if this will help, actually. What if I
Are you about to throw your laptop out the window?
Just set fire to it.
We can hear banging and smashing of glass. I don't think this is going to work.
Oh no, I'll try it later. I wonder if going down to one screen will help, actually.
Oh yeah.
I'm using dual monitors at the moment. Okay, right. Let's get to the end of that.
Oh,
James is about just responding to it, or
So if you start responding to it, then we'll carry on.
Yeah, so this is a bit difficult because after this story happened and we talked about it, it was rescinded later after we'd recorded. So
it was the day after, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was the day after. So we didn't know that they'd done this pretty crap thing and done that, and so that's why. If you listen to it on a Wednesday, it'll make it sound like we were.
Yeah, because we record on Monday, edit Tuesday, is out on Wednesday, so that's why there might be a bit of a weird timeline regarding that.
Yeah, because we probably would have noticed that if that had happened.
We definitely would have noticed that.
So yeah. So yeah,
I don't think Joe's having a go. I think he's just pointing it out because.
I don't think he's having a go at all.
I think he's having a go.
Really?
Yes. Look at that. Look, might be fun for Newshound, Dr. James Farley, PhD, to look up. It's
That's
just like
a term of endearment.
It's
also
not.
your
He's
actual
giving you
name.
a full
No,
title.
James,
he's not. He's having a go. He's having a go, and he's saying I didn't do my job properly. That's what.
I don't
You're
think he's
absolutely
saying
in the
that.
wrong here, James.
Yeah.
I don't think I am, but yeah.
All right.
Well, we're sorry, Push Button Joe, for James's behaviour.
Yeah.
Nelly the Exploding Elephant has messaged, stakes for the not tattoo bet. If Matt wins, James is banned from buying the next 5 Sonic games. If James wins, Matt has to 100% the next 5 Sonic games.
That 5 games is way too many.
That is pretty good. The problem is
we've got more
there's
here.
There's too many ways around it for James on that one. James will be getting Asher to buy the Sonic games. I didn't buy them. I didn't buy them, David. Like he tried to get around sorry, I'm doing air quotes. You can't see me because my camera's off, but air quotes, not buying an Alarmo.
I didn't, but it was. Let's do this again.
Okay. What are the other
Next
suggestions?
one related is patio furniture. How about bet 2 shaving boogaloo? Matt's beard versus James's hair. Loser gets shaved after the next TCGS con.
That's all right.
It's not an issue because I'll grow the beard back. But if people thought it'd be fun, then I'll be up for it. But I definitely maybe I'm too much in the mindset of like it needs to be a permanent way to wreck your body / mind.
It doesn't have to be that. We've done the permanent wrecking of someone's body.
Yes, we have.
We can't just keep on the same thing. I'm with Sean. Let's make it really nice.
Yeah.
You get Amazon voucher. You get an Amazon voucher.
No, it's got to be a fun gift that's like.
You know what the fun gifts
boring.
we sort of get each other. Do you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
To me, Timu.
Matt, get James one of those little
again.
sex pigs you got.
There's also Black Shachento. This is a 2-parter, but the second bit is about the bet. Safety query. I've seen James nearly pass out on last week's show. Do the other TCGS hosts have the contact details of James's household in case he needs assistance? Yeah, no. I think I might have, but we'll need to confirm really pretty quickly.
Might be out of date. I think.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah. Also, for the Xbox bet, I think the forfeit for the loser should be to do a tight 10-minute stand-up on a future Ian Lee show, seeing as Matt and James are so derisory when Dave did it. We weren't derisory about Dave's stand-up. Jesus.
No, I don't think that was. Yeah.
That's not bad though.
10 minutes
doing
is
a
lot though. 5 surely.
all right,
five.
5 minutes set. 5 minute. Hold on. A 5 minute set at a live show, one of Ian's live shows from either of you. That'd be a great one.
That'd be awful. Because
we know.
I can't.
Yeah, that's the point.
I couldn't do stand up.
I'd help you write it, James. I'd help you write it.
Would you help me write mine?
Yeah, but I don't think you. If you want,
I appreciate that.
Oh, can we just think about that for a bit? 5
Yeah.
minutes to stand up.
I mean, the bet itself is locked in. It's just now we're thinking of the.
Now we're thinking about what you have to do.
When it's
5
like
minutes of
stand up, can I do like characters and stuff?
You do whatever style stand up you want.
That's a good idea.
What do you mean, do characters? Go
He's
on,
not
what
character
character
based.
you got in mind,
just
James?
just for 5 minutes, to be like, so I've got a list of characters. I've got this one.
Yeah.
This like talks in
This one's got a poorly elbow.
Yeah.
This one says things high pitched.
Exactly. Like this is a creepy clown. This
and then
is
you
like
do a creepy clown bit, and then I've got
Go
another
on, what's the
one.
creepy clown bit? Go on.
That would be a very long 5 minutes.
It's a French detective. Just
Go on,
that sort of stuff.
please do your French detective. Go on,
Yeah, go on. This is a bit of a sneak peek, everyone.
come on.
When James loses the bet.
It's a work in progress.
What is this we have here?
I don't know. Okay, that is
Okay. And they're going to put gags into that as well.
that is
No, that's
offensive.
it. And then he just goes on to the next character. He just reels them off like that.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
You do 5 minutes of that. easily.
That's funny accents. That's easy.
that would actually be a good 5 minute set. Him just doing loads of different characters, and they're all French.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, that is a good bet. All right, let's think about that. All right, next
Yes.
bit of feedback, please.
Okay, where were we? Okay, Adam, love the show. Always great to hear from Ian.
It's weird.
Oh no, because I was doing things in a different order now. Love the show. Always great to hear from Ian. Was a little surprised by David's shock at Game Pass Essential costing £7 a month to play online, as this is the same cost as PS Plus Essential monthly, also required for online multiplayer. The main issue is that the new cost of Ultimate is a joke, but the lower tiers haven't really been impacted.
Yeah, well, for starters, we had a lot of feedback on our discussion about Game Pass last week. A lot of it I didn't quite understand because I thought the stuff we sort of focused on was, I don't know, subjective, like objectively shit. So I was quite surprised to see so much about that. I think that's a good point. I am way less familiar with Sony's service than I am Microsoft's because I don't use it anywhere near as much. So if that is the case, then yeah, I'd completely I wouldn't have known that. I haven't been following that at all, really. So
the big point with this, I think, is that because the whole point though is Game Pass Ultimate, in the sense of day one games, all of that sort of stuff. Game Pass Essential is, there's nothing there in that respect. It's not the thing that was supposed to be game changing, for the industry, if you see what I mean.
sure, but I think
But
that's
it's
a fair
essential now,
point
'cause
to
you
say
need
that
online.
they're two very similar services from Sony and Microsoft, and they cost the same.
Yeah.
So this is Microsoft going in line with Sony with that one. So I think that's a valid point. But my point is that the way I see it, I think this, if anything, makes Microsoft less competition for Sony, and for all of us, that is worse. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a bad thing to have happen. So that's where I'm coming from. I think this is going to make the industry worse. And that's the angle I was coming from. There seems to be a lot of people that still find value in Game Pass, and I think that is great if you do. I look at it now and say, I don't know if I do anymore. And and for someone that's loved Game Pass for so long, that it's not a great indication of things. And it was funny. I can't remember who it was, and it's not a pop, but there was someone on our Discord saying, "Well, I've played this in it, and the other played." No, that was it. They said in recent weeks you've spoken about these games that you played on Game Pass. This one, this one, this one, this one, and that's making the mistake of thinking, "Well, I would have bought that had it not been on Game Pass," and that's not really the way it goes. You play more games on Game Pass because they're on there and they're there to be played. I downloaded that AEW wrestling game last night because I was like, me and Charlie are gonna love that shit. So you will be playing games on there that you wouldn't buy. So I don't see that as a direct value for money trade. I don't know. I don't know where I sit with it. I think the direction they're going is really worrying, and I think for us to just ignore it because we play lots of games is not really it's not really where my head's at with it, you know.
No, in terms of making it worse, I think I might disagree slightly because we've had for years, Game Pass devalues games. You know, even we're like, oh, it's not on Game Pass, so we've got to pay like 20 quid for a game, and we do, you know, because we want to play the games, etc. But
sure.
With this, I've heard a lot of people say, look, I'm not going to pay 360 quid a year. I'd rather buy the games. Yeah. And if more people think like that might actually start. Actually people seeing the value in games and paying the money and playing more of them. So actually might actually have an opposite effect where people actually start buying the games again and putting value on them rather than just like, I've got thousands of games in the library, whatever, who cares? It doesn't matter if I play for 5 minutes and stop.
Which I would agree with, Matt, had they not just shuttered a bunch of studios and cancelled a bunch of projects. If they had a bunch of games coming out that made you go, oh shit, yeah, I want to buy these games, you know, I want to invest in what they're doing and stuff, then you go, okay, this is cool. But we're at the point now where they're not doing that. They are bringing Call of Duty and Forza out. They are not really focusing on anything else at the moment, and that sucks.
What's really surprised me is I think we all knew Game Pass, like, you know, 2-3 years ago when Game Pass was just amazing. It felt like every other week, you know, we were talking about something like, hey, and it's on Game Pass, so it's free in inverted commas. I think we knew that wasn't going to last forever.
No,
but I didn't think I'd be so okay with it going away. Like by the time it actually, like now that it's like as you say, it's like Matt was saying, I'm just like, yeah, I think I would rather just buy the games and support the devs and actually own things again. I feel like I'm over it. Like rather than it being like, oh man, this is going to be tough going back to buying games, I'm basically fine with it.
See, I've said this like from the beginning of this. I'm still not convinced that subscription services work for games because of the time factor involved. You know, with this, and I think
arguably they don't work for telly either, right?
Yeah,
they like prices are still going up. I don't know if Netflix is still losing millions every week or whatever. I know that was a thing for a while.
I'm very sure they spend more on their content library than they bring in.
I mean, one of the things that I've always thought was probably not great is also the level of engagement with stuff in terms of like how long people are playing those games for. Yeah. And like as I said, anecdotally, like if you just play any of those games, like you get a little bit further in, and all the achievements you're getting are those rare ones. Like constantly.
Yeah, but that's the same with most games. Like even games that people are buying, you see the same shit.
I don't think it's quite the same because I know, but if you've spent 60 quid or whatever on something, you're probably going to give it more of a go than you are if you've spent, you know, not nothing.
Sure, but I think taking anecdotal evidence like that doesn't really work when you also see that on fucking every game that you play, whether you bought it or not. You get very similar feedback when it comes to that sort of achievement stuff. We were very negative on Microsoft last week. I think we're completely valid to be if you're not, and I think the only thing that I worry about is that people think that we're being biased. But you just got to go back and listen to the podcast from 3-4 years ago, and we were all very pro Xbox at that time. We were getting accused of bias towards Sony as well. It's not that at all. It's the fact that I think we're all a little bit worried about where the industry's going at the moment on several fronts. One, what games are coming out and what the focus is on those games. Two, the lack of competition and what that means for the consumer. And three, the rising price of everything gaming related. You know, not only with hardware and software, but also old hardware. Do you know what I mean? And technically old software that's being re-released at a premium. It's it's not great out there at the moment, and I'm slightly worried about what the next generation looks like, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still paying for these things because it's still. I mean, I still pay with PSN for like online for cloud saves, and it's only Game Pass Essential for online play. It's like, so I feel like I can't, you know, and I haven't like exited it completely because I still need I still need to be a member to have like online play. So it's kind of mad that it's like £7 a month. I know you can buy like annual things, but at one point we were paying like £40 a year for online, and people were like, I wonder if they'll make Xbox Live free. You know.
Although to be fair, that was 20 odd years ago that we were playing 40.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is also about game sharing. We talked about it last week for PlayStation. Jamie Kitchen cupboard. My feedback from last week is about game sharing. You can do this on PS5. This is how you do it. Player A, James, signs in and enables game sharing and offline play. Downloads any games he wants to share. Player B, the son James hates. I can't remember his name.
Don't hate my son.
Okay, player B then signs in and can play any game that James has downloaded. I do this with my son. I buy all the games on his account so we can get the bonuses, and then we game share. On PS5, you can sign in as James at any time, and he won't kick him off what he's doing and download any game. Once that download started, you will log out and log back in with your own account and play it. That's actually a lot better than I thought, because I've done this for a long time, but I always thought it's like you share a password with your mate, and then you know he logs in and you logged in. But well, I remember it being where when they log in or I log in, then he's logged out, etc. But this is good. I might try this to share my library as well.
This is exactly what I do. Yeah, with my son. It's who I don't hate.
No,
just to be clear. Just don't like playing Lego games with him.
Yeah, Alex into 9. Hello. I just wanted to email in and say I've not laughed more in ages listening to a podcast and when James and Ian were making their beating off men jokes around 1 hour, 15-minute mark on last week's show. It was a sheer brilliance of initially wondering if James was in on the joke, then realising he was, and neither of them breaking character until they fell about laughing. I truly believe that this section of the show finally answers the question, can podcasts be art? Hats off, gents. Incredible scenes. Thanks, bye from Alex.
Is that all it takes? Is that all it takes?
A bit of smut. They love it.
Bit of innuendo.
That's why we've not been winning the awards. It's not the editing stuff. There's not enough innuendo.
Okay, well, that's not what the judges said, mate. They said we think games are shit, actually, and also there's no editing involved.
Imagine if they sat us down and were like, guys, you're so close. The thing is, you need to include... It's like you say something that sounds a bit dirty. It's not dirty, but it could sound like it. Yeah. Do a bit of that, and you'll sell through next year. You'll be fine.
Right, okay, we'll clip it from last week's episode and send it in. Fine.
Johnny OG was watching James's excellent stream of Baby Steps and was telling my girlfriend how frustrating the game is and that James was press ganged into it on the pod. Her reply was that she thought it was mean to do that to the one who keeps having heart attacks on the pod.
It's not heart attacks, it's fainting from coughing, but yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about James's stream a little bit later and what you've been playing. I cannot wait to talk to James about Baby Steps. That is going to be the highlight of my night, I think.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there's another one here about the bet. I forgot. Gasman, hi lads. Wonderful to see another bet opportunity. I would suggest as forfeit is if James loses, we'll see Matt become the brand and social media manager for Dr. James Farley for 1 year. Imagine the damage and increase in book sales we could see in a year from Gasman. So I'll be your community manager. I'll be your head of social.
That'd be quite funny. But yeah.
Well, what do you do if I won?
I don't know.
That's nothing.
Same, but the other way around.
Yeah, I could be your brand manager, Matt.
Although I don't see why the winner has to do a year of unpaid labour. That seems a bit...
That definitely sounds like some sort of corporate... I'm still adamant the 5 minutes of stand-up thing. That is the one, I think. That is such a good bet, that. 5 minutes of stand-up. Come on, Matt. You've wanted to do that for years.
I have.
And also, you've slagged me off about doing a little bit of live comedy recently. So
I don't think I have. Maybe a little bit. Okay, should we move on? Last bit of feedback. Dave Chong. I presume Renegade accidentally misread the show notes when giving me credit for Nick Parton's TCGS theme last week. Though I did do both for Joypod, I only did the artwork for TCGS, but I was not one to say no to a polite request. I've done them a 174 BPM version of the podcast art, which we will have...
So just to be clear for the listeners, this is a musical version of the artwork, the visual artwork. Has anyone got it queued up?
I have not got it, no, but I can do. Just okay. This is
we'll edit it in.
Yeah, well, I'll edit it in properly because it deserves to be heard for real, and I'll use it as the outro as well.
Why can't this effing link work? I'm on my phone.
I mean, this is an edit point already, so don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, why? Just.
Do you want me to do it, Matt?
No, I want my phone to work. I have to go into... There we go. Maybe you do have to do it, because for whatever reason, the Google Drive app is not doing what I need it to do.
Hang on.
I can select it, but I can't click it.
I clicked it. So
I can't click it.
Did you put it in the what? Here we go. One sec.
Right.
Here we go.
I've got it.
Have
you got it?
I've got it. Yeah. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yep.
This is a reminder. This is. I mean, we'll edit. We'll just cut it in when we were supposed to cut it in. Yeah. But this is 174 BPM version of the podcast art.
That was unbelievable work.
Good stuff.
It is very, very good. Yeah, I thought that at the time. I remember, reading that message out last week. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was Nick Parton that did our theme tune, but I worried that I was going to go. No, it was Nick Parton actually, and then Dave Chong would get in touch and go, no, it wasn't.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Sorry, Nick. We should have corrected that last week. But
incredible work, Dave. That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
never heard an audio version of artwork before, but that's up there. That is up there.
Mona Lisa next, please.
Yes. 174 beats per minute version. No, obviously we're not idiots. That is it for feedback. Go to tcgs.co to leave your feedback or ask us a question next week.
James Farley, it's time for the news. What have you got for us?
So the first piece I got it's Ubisoft because apparently they reportedly cancelled an Assassin's Creed. Sorry,
Assassin's Creed.
No. What an idiot!
What an
5 minutes of stand up is going to be so good.
That's a new T-shirt, guys.
I'm writing that Assassin's Creed. I'm writing that down, boys, for the old episode title. You fucking idiot!
It's not even like a word. I don't know what that. If this
Assassin's Green.
Green's a word. Yeah, green's a word.
It's a colour, mate.
No, I said green. I said green.
Oh, green.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's even worse.
I can't believe you said that. Classic James Farley again.
You won't believe what this podcaster says
This
during
is
the news.
mad.
We later found out he was dangerously low on oxygen when he said that.
Which explains a lot.
Oh, well, he is now. Well done, Sean.
Sorry.
Oh, God, mute your mic. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, fuck, that was bad. He went.
That was bad, yeah.
Oh, dear.
So, Ubisoft has reportedly cancelled an Assassin's Creed game, partly due to political concerns. So this is from Video Games Chronicle. So current and former Ubisoft employees spoke anonymously to GameFile, and according to VGC, the game was going to follow a formerly enslaved black man who moves west to start a new life. And
Pac-Man.
well, that's
Oh,
what
Jesus. Well, fucking hell, sorry. I
genuinely
misheard what you said. Yeah, I genuinely misheard what you said then. Go on.
Okay. And so this is the quote. They said, recruited by the series Assassins, he would return to the south to fight for justice in a conflict that would, among other things, see him confront the emergence of the Ku Klux Klan. Employees have then said it was cancelled last summer by Ubisoft management in Paris for two reasons. So they said the first reason was the reaction to the reveal of Yōtei in Assassin's Creed Shadows, and the second was concerns about the political climate in the US. And then, so the quote was from somebody else at Ubisoft who said, "I was terribly disappointed, but not surprised by leadership. They are making more and more decisions to maintain the political status quo and take no stand, no risk, even creative." So yeah,
sad. Really sad.
Yeah, Ubisoft have, this wouldn't be the first time something like this happened. I'll never forget when that Far Cry game came out that seemed to be focusing on extreme Christianity and and all that, and then all of a sudden it came out and it wasn't about that at all. And we were like, at the time, we were like, oh my god, they're really going for this. This is going to be the most interesting thing Ubisoft have done for years. And then we played it and went, no, it's not. Again, this is look. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. I probably would not have played this game, but reading if this is all true and that's what this was based on, then it's the most interested I'd have been in an Assassin's Creed game since.
It shows they're making some big swings, or they were hoping to make big swings, and that's just not the case. Like we want more interesting, stories in games, and unfortunately, that's not really the case this time.
Especially because it's like
sad. Sorry, go on.
Especially because it is like it's supposedly historical series, which is supposed to look at key moments in history, all that kind of thing, and then it's like, no, we're not going to touch that, which is
and what weirds me out is the subject matter as well. It's like it's an abhorrent portion of history and humanity and a stain on humanity, and they're worried about touching it because they might offend. But do you know what I mean? Like that, if this is true, this all reports and. I'm not saying it's not true. Definitely not saying it's not true. But you look at that and go, fucking hell, if this is where we're at, where this is seen as a controversial subject to cover, like not for the reasons that some people might find it offensive, that it's being, used as a video game plot. I think there's an interesting discussion to be had there. But that's not what this seems to be suggesting. And you go, fucking hell. Really?
I mean, but David, for some corners of the internet, it's controversial if there's a female lead in a game.
I've seen all that stuff about the new, was it Ghost of Yōtei? Ghost of Yōtei stuff, and
that's fucking.
It's the same. Do you know what? Right, and this isn't the right way of looking at it, but. I look at the regular streamers and commentators that come up on TikTok and social media talking about this stuff. That dude with the long hair and the beard, that guy. And you just look at it and go...
Asmongold, yeah.
Yeah, so I just look and go, fucking hell, you are boring. Aren't you boring? You're saying the same shit and it's so predictable. You could look at the upcoming games and go, he'll have a problem with that one and that one and that one, and he'll say the same shit. So, that is the least of the issues with all of this commentary. But I was looking at it today and go, fuck me, this is dull. Like, I wonder what he's going to say about this. You know what he's going to say about this. I'm just so sick of it all. Like, I'm really like, where's the interesting discourse around video games now when it is
on
just
this show,
focused
Dave.
on this...
I don't think it is. That's still happening. No, that's still happening. It's just... but that stuff's still happening. It's just some, the kind of right-leaning... commentators, and people like Grums, like that's their whole shtick is this, but everyone else
isn't it boring?
is still having.
Don't the people that watch them every week just go, oh right, they're just saying the same old fucking shit again?
Yeah, but it's
because it's like the right wing rags over here. It's like they're caught in controversy. That's what they do day in day out. It's like that's what they live by.
It's it's the 2 minutes hate kind of thing of just the people just want to get wound up. And they love watching this stuff.
Isn't it?
It's just depressing.
Mad
I don't know if you've seen any of this stuff. I wanted to play it for this week. I've not had a chance. So No More Robots, the indie publisher, have just put out a little Rocket Lab. Something I think it's on Game Pass.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Steam,
it's meant to be pretty good.
Came up.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, and basically because the developer wanted to, because it's part of the game's themes is like encouraging women getting into STEM, right? But I believe most of the cast is female, and they've been getting Steam reviews like Force DEI, Sweet Baby Inc. must have worked on this, and the developer's just like, hello, no, I put it in. Oh, that was it, because people even like, oh, the developer's been censored and forced to put this stuff in. He's like, nope, it was me, I did it all, it was my decision.
I should say as well. My feeling is the same for the people that get into our contacts list and argue with us about our political points. You do know when you do that, you are doing the same thing as someone else that does that. It's the same fucking boring comments. And I look at that and go, Jesus, you're dull. That is the way I'm reacting to
And
this
they're
stuff
never
at
like
this point.
the people who really disagree with us are never like, hey guys, like really like the show. I kind of disagreed with this thing that you said, and maybe like read this or look at it. It's always just fucking vicious, horrible shit.
Yeah, it's
like,
usually
not going to
8
make me
posts
agree
in
with
the
you.
row.
Like,
Nine of them messages make no sense. My favourite is when they put a nice one in between it, and you go, "Well, you've spelt the same words wrong, mate. So we know this is you trying to break up your like." It's just dull. Like it's so predictable and shit now. Look, these stories that have come out surrounding Assassin's Creed and Ghost of Yōtei and stuff like that, it just fucking depresses me.
And these people, like, as awful as they are still a minority. Because as we heard, like when Imogen was on, she was saying like Assassin's Creed Shadows sold shitloads despite the backlash to like Yasuke being in it and stuff. Like it actually didn't hurt the game. So the fact that Ubisoft are now saying, we can't have another game with a person of color as the main character, it just seems really sad and like just admitting defeat, really. When actually Shadows sold really well and it wasn't actually an issue in the long term. But then obviously, I'm not one of the developers who was getting threats and hate off people and what have you.
Yeah, there's that as well.
There's that, but yeah, grim.
Yeah, it's shit.
Okay, the next story. This is another kind of depressing one. This is MindsEye, the developer. So the developer of MindsEye, developers have signed a open letter against the studio executives over what they're saying are long-standing disrespect and mistreatment following the game's launch, which didn't go very well. So this is developers that build a Rocket Boy, and it was signed by 93 current and former employees, and it was in conjunction with the Game Workers branch of the Independent Workers of Great Britain Union. And so following the launch of MindsEye, it was like 250 to 300 workers across Build a Rocket Boy were laid off. And then, so this was from the letter. They said, these layoffs happened because you repeatedly refused to listen to your workforce's years of experience, resulting in one of the worst video game launches this decade. Information has been sparse and vague, with you often making radical changes to the way we worked, with little or no input from those affected. So, according to Eurogamer, in the 4 months leading to the launch, there was a mandatory 8 hours of overtime for every employee. And then this was given back as time in lieu at a rate of 7 hours for every 8 worked. However, they say that many employees haven't been able to claim this back yet. Like, that hasn't happened. And then the next quote, this is from regarding the redundancy. They said, "We believe you have consistently mishandled the redundancy process, causing confusion and distress for all staff. Employees have received misinformation, been handed dismissal notices with the wrong notice periods, and been put in the wrong teams so that their performances were scored by the wrong people. These and other errors have potentially resulted in the wrongful dismissal of dozens of staff members. Our experience at the company has been one of burnout, job insecurity, health issues, and the failure of a game that many of us have put years of our lives into. Build a Rocket Boy needs to change. CEOs need to take a back seat and allow the skilled people who remain at the company to forge the path ahead." So overall, the employees have some demands, what they want. They said they want a public apology for the mistreatment of employees and proper compensation for those that have been laid off. They want the option for remaining employees on redundancy notice to either work their notice period or take payment in lieu of notice. And they want a concerted, meaningful and documented effort to improve conditions and processes within the company, including the acknowledgement of the IWGB as a trade union, and a commitment to use official external partners to action any further future redundancies and prevent unfair treatment. And I mean, there's one final quote that I wanted to read where they said, "Mark Gerhard and Leslie Benzis, you often refer to your employees as family, in inverted commas, but we ask you to consider, is this really how you treat your own?" And I mean, there's a lot more quotes, and also from the union as well on the Eurogamer article if anyone is further interested. But this is a shame.
Yeah, to be treated that way and then for the game to completely flop as well. Not that if the game had been good, it would all be worth it, but you know what I mean? Like this, it's just I just can't imagine how miserable that must feel for the staff. I'm kind of amazed. Like, what's the studio like running on at the moment? Because they must have spent a lot of money on that game, and then it came out and completely flopped and got panned.
Yeah, there's all sorts of other investment that you can get. And
Yeah,
working on games at the same time, and you're being bankrolled for that sort of stuff. I don't know. There's other ways of getting him. It's just, I always hate this stuff. It's been a while since we've reported on anything like this, especially with like workers' rights within the video games industry. It hasn't gone away just because it's not the current, thing that everyone's posting about. Clearly,
when even like reportedly, like when even like Rockstar are like, no, we've pretty much got a handle on crunch now. Like it's not anywhere near what it used to be. That just shows it can be done, and you can make a Grand Theft Auto. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like that sort of implication. It's like but if you really want to make something groundbreaking, then this is just how it has to be. And like no, that's just provably untrue now. Yeah, mad.
Okay, next story. This is about Destiny 2, because this was something that also...
More good news.
Yeah, that Eurogamer put up, which is quite interesting. And the reason is because apparently the numbers of people playing the game are now worse than they were when Curse of Osiris came out. And that was when it kind of went off a cliff a bit. And at that time, this is what Bungie said. This is with Curse of Osiris. They said, so this graph shows the trend of our weekly active users. And at the rate we were shedding players, we did the maths, and if this continued for 5 more weeks, our entire player population would be gone. We were, seriously, 1 month away from having to just close up shop on Destiny 2 altogether. So like I said, that was late February of 2018. But apparently the numbers are worse now than they were at that time. They've got the Renegades expansions coming, and there's also a Star Wars tie-in. But
So I think that is the Star Wars tie-in. Right?
that is the Star. Okay, so that's I don't know.
This just reminded me of so Curse of Osiris DLC. Like I played it at the time, and I just started laughing because I remembered the fact that so they're like, oh, we've added this new area where you can do your little objectives and stuff, and where you pick up missions and what have you. And then you got there, and it was like, oh, it won't let me summon my bike thing. I wonder why that is. And after a bit, you're like, oh, because it would take about 8 seconds to do a full lap of this new area if I was allowed on my bike. So I've got to do it all on foot. Oh, it was bad. Really rubbish.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? We've all... James, did you get into it? I know, like me, Dave, and Sean, we did.
Yeah. I played it. I played quite a bit. But
we absolutely loved it over the years, and put probably thousands of hours between us over it. But it feels like, I mean, I played that. Was it the light? Was it the light DLC? Lightfall. That was dreadful. I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to getting back into Destiny, and but I just, that didn't fill me with any hope whatsoever. Didn't hear much really about the final shape either.
Well, I gather that was really well received, and it now really and I understand why Bungie or Sony would never make this decision, but it kind of feels like it would have been nice if they just released Final Shape and just said, that's it, that's the end of the story, we're moving on to Marathon now, or whatever. But it's like it's just sort of being dragged out, and they're making all these bad decisions, and everyone hates it. It's really strange. I don't fully understand what's going on with the current season. The only bit I do understand is basically there's shitloads of grinding involved, and I gather some of the stuff that people are trying to unlock to be able to do the highest tier stuff in this season or whatever it is does not carry over to the next one, or that was the plan. I think they've reneged on it now, but and I remember hearing they were looking at doing a similar thing with Marathon, where it's like, oh yeah, you earn all the best shit in a season, and then in the next season you don't have it anymore, and everyone was like, well, that sounds really rubbish. Don't really and I get it from like a balance point of view, right? Obviously it's so much easier for every season to be like, right, well, we're just going to wipe the slate, and we're not constantly having to think about what weapons people have amassed over the last 10 years. I get it, but also, people really hate it. So,
one thing that I'll never really understand, Sony, invested heavily into Bungie, correct?
Yep, billions they acquired them for.
Was it 3.7
Sony
or something?
also wanted to explore games as a service games. Had they announced Destiny 3 when they acquired Bungie, that would have ticked all the boxes for them, surely.
Yeah, like I say, or if they'd done the final shape for Destiny 2 and be like, right, we're going to go quiet for a couple of years, wink.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, Even that might have been enough.
I mean, if they relaunched it, like as I said, we've said this for years, right? I'm not buying the new Destiny DLC. I'm not playing Destiny anymore. They release Destiny 3 tomorrow. I'm buying it and playing it for fucking hundreds of hours. Like it sounds stupid. In the same way that I cannot believe Ubisoft haven't announced a new Rainbow Six Siege yet. Like it blows my mind that there's these two very popular shooters that had long tails, did very well as a games as service side of things, and neither of them are being tapped into. Like,
just on that, you mean a sequel to Rainbow Six? Because they did kind of semi-rebrand it to Rainbow Six Siege, Siege X with some new features and a new way of playing. But you mean like a full-blown sequel?
I don't mean them changing the name a little bit. I mean, like, actually, I think there is something to say that sequels. I know people want a long-lasting, everlasting, sort of title or whatever. But there is something to say. The fucking player base is going down and down and down. Let's do a reset, a sequel, a big launch to get people back into it. I think, it's. I can't believe it's not being done.
I can only assume it feels like a really substantial risk to the current player base. Like, even if it is dwindling, and they're just like, well, if we do a new one,
there's no way they wouldn't buy the next game.
I don't know, man.
The player
People
base
are weird.
But they
would have more and they'd have more players on a sequel than they would currently. Like, I find it very strange that they didn't sort of say, hold on a minute. Why we're looking to find a game like Destiny, yet we've just invested heavily in the Destiny studio. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's more so. I think people don't have the confidence that the studio's going in the right way for the mistakes that have been made and all the redundancies, layoffs.
Well. Yeah, sure.
Like recent DLCs haven't quite hit how they wanted to, and people are frustrated about story arcs, etc. So, I mean, I think in this piece that James linked to, the article, the Eurogame article, it says like creators like Glad, Datto, and Grenada Jake have stopped streaming. So if they're if their biggest kind of YouTubers, Twitch people aren't doing it anymore, that's like another big blow, isn't it? I think you're right. I think Destiny 3 would potentially invigorate the community, but I think they need to know that the development will be done in the right way, or that they're confident that it's going to come out of a product that's going to reinvigorate Destiny in the ways that maybe recent DLCs haven't done that.
How much does Destiny predate Fortnite in terms of like how long
Not
has it
a
been
lot.
going?
Was it 2016? No, it was 2015. Was it 2015 the first Destiny launched, right? So that was 2 years before Fortnite.
Because I'm just wondering.
I would
argue.
Sorry, go on.
No, I just think because these things, they do have a tail which does eventually end. Like Fortnite will have that as well eventually at some point. It's not going to be there forever.
I think Destiny is way less mainstream than Fortnite.
That's true.
Well, Fortnite's quite happy to sort of regularly. Sorry, guys, talking about Fortnite again. Don't go on the feedback form. It's fine. It'll be brief. Fortnite's really confident to just keep reinventing itself, whereas Destiny was always going to try and be this consistent story in this one particular world, whereas Fortnite does not give a fuck. They'll just throw whatever in. So I don't know if that's the same.
I know Destiny trying it with a Star Wars themed update.
Well, yeah, which feels really fucking desperate to me.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit too little, too late. But yeah, I mean, I've loved playing Destiny for years, and as Naylor Ben said in the chat, like their lowest numbers are still 250,000 kind of concurrent players, but it would be nice to know where the series is going.
Yeah,
I mean, I was reading the comments for the Eurogame article as well, there was one of the comments, some people talking about how if you there's a lot of MMOs and stuff like that still run, if you look at World of Warcraft and stuff like that, they're still around, there's still a player base that's engaging with those, but the critical difference is that most of those still have subscriptions that you pay. Whereas Destiny doesn't have that, and because they moved away from that, didn't they? So it was going to be it was just through expansions, right? That you pay for expansion and that's it. Whereas maybe if they did have a subscription instead, it can be more sticky to people. If you're,
so they did.
Make your mind up. You do like subscriptions. You don't like subscriptions. Come on, James, pick up.
I just don't like them in general, but
Well, because what they were doing was they're releasing expansions, but then on top of that there was seasons as well, which were a bit lighter on content, but there'd be a battle pass and stuff, and that so that'd be like a tenner every couple of months. to sort of stay involved with that stuff, which was fine. I don't think anyone minded that. But then it was also when they started removing the old content, which still doesn't sit right. But
yeah. Well, we've got all this, and then we've got Marathon in the background. In the background.
well, yeah,
which...
where the hell is Marathon?
Well, no, I think I saw today about them. Like, you can now request access to the next kind of closed beta or alpha, whatever it is. So they're actually working on it. But yeah, like you got that as well. It's like both their games are working on it, a bit on shaky ground.
What do you do if you load up the new beta and it's just like loads of, stolen Simpsons characters in the back walking around in the background?
I'll be up for it. Yeah, I'll buy it.
That'd be an improvement.
All right.
Okay, next story is, there's going to be a Minecraft sequel, obviously.
Wait, a game?
No way.
Yeah, obviously the film. This is coming on the 23rd of July, 2027. It's a very specific date, which I thought was quite interesting. And it's being
That's what they
directed...
do for movies, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's being directed by Jared Hess.
Down.
What happened there?
Well, no, because movies, they always confirm the exact date. Unlike games where it's certain time of year.
Mm-hmm. And so it's being directed by Jared Hess again. And the first film apparently is made close to $1 billion, so it's pretty obvious that this was going to happen. But 2027.
Fair enough.
Guarantee it'll have a 6-7 reference in it. That's going to be a thing. I kind of love what the Minecraft movie did. I know it's controversial, and it certainly wasn't by any means a very good film. But I love the fact that it's one of those movies that the kids are going to look back on and go, "Yeah, that was my youth." That that was that big moment. It was a big movie event, and I'm not 100% sure I had that. I was probably
Jurassic Park?
probably did. Jurassic Park was
Jurassic Park's one. Yeah.
Funnily enough, Titanic was another as well.
Really?
It's not one that I would choose to be like this big thing. But I remember fucking everyone in the world talking about this fucking Titanic movie. That was it was really stuck in my mind. But no, I like it. I look at that, and when they announced that there was a second one there, we just had, what was it, Strictly this week had the professionals dancing along dressed as the characters from the Minecraft movie and all that. I just love what it did for kids seeing it as a big event, and I think this second one has the potential to be even bigger, and you do know that it's going to be even more filled with brain rot because they are going to heavily lean into all of that
did
shit.
Play well to the target audience, didn't it?
Yes,
I thought it was surprisingly good, the Minecraft movie. I enjoyed it.
I thought the first 2/3 was good. The last third was dreadful.
It's funny because obviously I wasn't wild about the Mario movie, but then I feel like my expectations for that were probably higher. Whereas Minecraft, I was just like, let's just get through this, and I had a surprisingly good time.
Well, that's the Sonic movie effect, isn't it?
Yes.
When you look at that film, it really isn't. I would say the Mario movie is probably better, but I think the expectations were at either ends of the spectrum, and so we come out a little bit more negative about the Mario movie and maybe too positive about the Sonic movies. But there you go.
They've also well, not these people, but it's been confirmed that the Simpsons movie 2 is out on the same day as the Minecraft movie. So so it's gonna be Simcraft, surely. Simcraft will be the new kind of Barbenheimer.
Oh man, we'll watch them both on the same day. I'm up for a Simpsons movie. I am.
It's weird. I was listening to Asher talking about this with his friends, like just online, and he was like, I'm there day one for the Simpsons movie, but the Minecraft one.
Following Matt Murray on socials.
Day one perch.
Yeah.
All right.
A lovely double header at cinema, that would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be good actually. I'd smash both of them, to be fair. All right.
Okay, last story is that Battlefield 6 players are apparently facing extensive queues over the last weekend because servers immediately reached capacity.
Apparently, I've never been on live television before. I think this is a little bit overblown. It's funny because when the game launched, when Battlefield 6 launched, and we'll get to Battlefield because myself and Matt have been playing it. On launch day, our WhatsApp group, Matt, was filled up with pictures of the servers, and I was like, "Oh God, you've got to be kidding me!" I think John Denton was like number 28,000 in the queue.
It was ridiculous
to join on launch day, and he said, "Oh no, it's taking like 5 minutes. Like the numbers going down really, really fast."
Skate was the
for
same.
Start,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, was it really? For starters, I do think it's a bad thing that you have paid £70 for a video game and it's telling you to queue up to play it. Like, I think that is a fucking joke, actually, and that should never happen. But I will say, extensive queues is a little bit misleading because I literally haven't seen that queue screen.
I saw it when I logged in on Friday, and within 30 seconds it had gone. So it wasn't. Yeah. I wouldn't say I have queued really. It was just essentially a loading screen for me.
Issue, I think. In fact, actually, should we get? Are you done with the news?
Hang on, I can't see it now, but I swear someone did message us in the feedback, and this is in question, saying like where your apparently comes from. So
yes, someone did write.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's that's from there's a I just search apparently kid or something on YouTube. It's this kid that gets interviewed and he goes, apparently I've never been on live television before.
Oh yes, I do remember that one.
Yeah, my granddad was watching the Powerball.
I gotta get it's from Martin. When Dave says apparently, where's it from? It's driving me mad because it reminds me of dental plan Lisa needs braces from The Simpsons, but it's not. I know it's not that. Keep up the excellent work.
I think about dental plan Lisa needs braces at least once a week. I think that goes through my head. That is wild that still goes through my head, but it is still permanently lodged in there. You weren't a Simpsons guy, were you, Matt?
No, I mean I watched like Treehouse of Horror with my sister loads, but we didn't have Sky when we were growing up, and I watched it a bit. I mean, regrettably, I found Family Guy funnier, and then I just watched neither.
You found Family Guy?
Family Guy had more of an edge. I mean, probably embarrassingly
but
now,
it's not funnier.
It wasn't. I watched it when I was, I don't know, between the ages of 16 and 18, whatever. But yeah.
So you don't know what dental plan Lisa needs braces. You don't know what.
I mean, I've heard of that. I just
I have, man. That is it. Constantly goes around in my head.
Lisa needs braces.
There's so many things about The Simpsons.
I mean, wherever I think, and I don't talk to sisters as much as I should do really, but like the whole like look Maggie booties, which is from Treehouse of Horror. We say it's just yeah. So Treehouse of Horror was great. That's kind of my only reference. Man who's only seen Treehouse of Horror. I think it's another movie.
Next time we get together, me and you have to watch the episode where Milhouse's mum and dad split up. It's the funniest. Yeah, it's my favourite episode of all time. It is so good. Mm-hmm. I might actually watch that tonight.
Dave, you can't tell me what to do. Don't you ever tell me what to do ever again.
Fair enough. Got to take a stand.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
Battlefield 6. Hang
on.
What's up?
It's kind of the end use, but I've just read something on Blue Sky, which is
breaking news. Here we go, boys. New console announced. Here we go. Okay, what's it going to be? I mean, Destiny 3 announced. Is it going to be GTA 6 launch tomorrow?
And now they've announced it.
Yeah, is it a GTA 6 trailer, James? It's going to be so massive.
Matt, I was thinking about that the other day. Do you remember when we recorded an episode, went to bed, and then our text messages went nuts because they released the GTA trailer early? So we all came out in our pajamas and live streamed it.
What did we do?
I do remember that because Matt was
like, came out in our pajamas.
Texted me saying, "James, where are you?"
Yes, I do remember. Yes, quick, we got a live stream. Good times. Yeah. So, what's this breaking news? What's this massive breaking news, James? It's going to change the industry forever.
So, would you be surprised to know that the God of War live service game has apparently been cancelled? So this is.
I would not be surprised to know that.
This was a game. This was Blue Point were apparently working on this, and
yes, I remember this.
Didn't we already know this had been cancelled? I thought this came up a while ago, didn't it?
Well, there's a bit more additional information.
Okay.
Because Blue Point are now hiring for third-person melee action game specialists now to join.
Those.
So they can work on that instead of.
Sorry, is that official listing? We are searching for sort of gods of war specialists. Actually, is what we're looking for. We're looking for the one shot throughout from the start of the game to the end of the game specialists.
That's really important. We've got to be specialist in that.
I'm just reading the tweet. I'm just reading what it says here. It's just...
So Sony have cancelled more of the live service games than they've actually released, right?
Yeah. It was a terrible idea. But
I thought you were building up to a punchline there, Matt. I thought you were building up to
No, I think it's a joke.
The punchline is Sony Interactive Entertainment, Dave. They're the punchline, mate.
Yeah, I don't have to write
Because
that.
they're a joke.
All right, let's not all just jump in. Let's take a moment and think about a joke before we just start blurting out the first thing in our head. Right, Battlefield 6. Matt and I have been playing it. Yeah, honestly, I think it's probably the most stable Battlefield that's ever launched.
That on the box.
You can get into games, which is wild. I was surprised actually that we were able to shoot guns on that first night because I mean they have not got a good track record, have they? No. Do you remember Battlefield 4? That was the day that launched.
I remember that.
Like, I don't know if this is. Have they released the version from last year?
And that's so annoying because we all love Battlefield 3, and I thought, okay, this time I'm going to buy Battlefield 4 digitally. I'm going to pre-order it, get it preloaded. Here we go, boys. And then it's just so broken for what felt like weeks. It probably wasn't. Well, it might have been a couple of weeks. I don't know. I barely played that game, and I was like, okay. And then was it Battlefield 1 came out? Did it?
Battlefield 1 had the
Battlefield
same
1,
thing.
and I was like, okay, I'm not going to buy a game digitally because every time I do this, the game shits the bed basically.
What was the one that fucking Chet just went on and on and on about? Is it hard? Was it called Hardline?
Hardline, yeah, Battlefield Hardline. It's like the kind of cops. It was like
that was broken and a bad Battlefield game. It all rolled into one.
But this one, it works. Yeah, I mean, we've been playing both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and there's some bugs and stuff here and there, but it works.
My God, it is a Battlefield game through and through. You will get wild glitching as you walk along. Suddenly the sky turns black out of nowhere and then flickers, and then
I don't remember any of that from the beta. I thought it was
mate, there was loads. There's always been this sort of stuff in Battlefield games. The insane cutting out of audio that you get, that's been since Battlefield 3, moments where the audio just doesn't work properly and you'll either things are just completely cut out or aspects of the audio just won't be working for a bit. Like there are times where you just hear bullets whizzing past and you go, all of that is in this game, right? However, this is the best Battlefield has been for ages, in my opinion, but it is also still very much Battlefield for good and bad. So, for example, I had a moment over the weekend where I was in a squad with randoms and we were attacking. It was basically Rush. I can't remember what they call it now. What do they call Rush instead?
Yeah, it's changed name, hasn't it?
Yeah, they changed names for some reason. Really, it's like Attack. Attack squad or something shit. I don't know. But the idea is that there are two bases, and if you can hold two bases at the same time, the enemy gets pushed back. That's if you're attacking. And so we were attacking, and there was we were heading towards the last base that we needed, and it was amazing. We were holding our ground, clearing the next area, pushing forward as a squad. If one of us went down, we used defibs to get each other up. You had support chucking down ammo for everyone, and it really felt like there was 8 to 9 of us slowly progressing forward towards our base. And then when we got there, clearing it and holding down, like sort of digging in, making sure we got all the... It felt fucking great. And I was like, this is Battlefield. This is what I love about Battlefield. The stuff that I don't love about Battlefield is also there, where, say, for example, Conquest, we played a few games last night, and it was infuriating to the point where there's way too much going on. When I play an online shooter, I want to at least know where I should be focusing. So, I'm a big fan of Call of Duty, or the last one. I played the beta, actually, for this year's one, and I'm less convinced. But when you're playing that game, you're going, they're spawning from this side, we're spawning from this side. I have a rough idea of where the enemy's coming from, and I want to control that. There is no chance of doing that in some of the bigger levels in Battlefield, where I mean, there was one where I'd spawned, walked into a building right in front of me, was looking straight ahead, like down a hallway, and someone popped their head around, and I'm trying to shoot them, and I just still got shot in the back. And I was like, this is a hallway, and it's just my spawn behind me? How the fuck are they doing this? Yeah. Like, it's so sporadic and all over the place. that when you hit those moments of spawn death, spawn death, spawn death, like it just it's like, why am I playing this? Do you know what I mean? Look, I think this is brilliant, and I think if you love Battlefield, this will be the best Battlefield you've played for a long time. I think it looks great. It plays really well. I think the changes that they've made to things like spotting and, like, for example, in spotting, you're not pressing a button anymore, and then they changed it and made that a class thing. Like you had to be a certain class to spot people.
Yeah, and for spotting, for those who don't play, that basically puts like a marker above like an enemy's head. So rather than just like a player running around a map, you actually see a little red mark above their head, which is super useful when there's so many enemies or other opposition players on the map. So now it does automatically, which is good.
There was that thing where, like, if you were spotting someone, you go, okay, this is really handy for my whole team. So what I'm going to do is just spam the spot button whenever I'm looking, and it would just, regardless of whether you're actually spotting them or not, it will flag a load of people up on the map. They've got around it this time by saying anyone can spot. You don't have to press a button. You just have to look at an enemy for more than like 2 or 3 seconds, and that means they're spotted. I like that. I like the fact that anyone can revive, but if you're support, you can revive quicker. It's tweaks like that you go, I can see why this is all working. So for fans of Battlefield, like, this is a brilliant Battlefield game. It's got all the sort of action and mayhem that you want from a Battlefield game. And when it works for you, it works really, really, really fucking well. You know, if you get 5 kills in a row, you feel like a god. But when it doesn't, it reminds me of FIFA. I mean, there's a lot more skill involved in this than there is FIFA. But when you're winning at FIFA, you feel so fucking good, and that's why you play it. But when you are losing at FIFA, you want to uninstall it from your like. You get to the point where you go, it's just not for me. It's not for me. Then it's not for me. I'm done. And then you turn it off for the night. I genuinely just turned the Xbox off in the middle of a game the other night when I was playing with friends, because I was getting so angry at just spawn dying. And I've not done that for a game, Jesus, for ages. Yeah,
we are so fucking back.
Well, that's the problem, isn't it?
Rage creating is back.
It's not making me not want to play it. It made me not want to play it that night. Like the next night, I was like, well, I'm playing Battlefield because I want to fucking play Battlefield.
Yeah, and I do think part of this is, just learning the new maps, the choke points, the bottlenecks and stuff in the maps. But then, like, we had a really bad night on that night where it's like the huge, escalation is like this huge new mode where it's basically about if there's like 6 or 5 or 6 I think there's maybe like 5 points on the map. If you control more than, if you control 3, then you start, your bar goes up. Basically it's about getting 3 points overall, whatever. But the on that map we're doing with like the oil rigs or whatever it was, there was just enemies everywhere. There was vehicles everywhere. You can move without a tank or a jet shooting you. I was like, well, this just isn't fun. Like, it's just, we were getting shot left, right, and centre. So that wasn't a great mode. And I much prefer right now the smaller maps where you can control a bit more about where you are and where you assume enemies are going to come from, rather than like a free for all. But I think that knowledge will come. I mean, we love the older big maps, and well, I keep referring to Battlefield 3 because that was the one I really got into the most. But we got into those maps and we learned where to go and not to go and how to handle stuff and getting into vehicles more. Right now, I haven't been doing that, and I prefer the smaller ones while I learn the game. But yeah, it can be frustrating.
But it does concern me that specifically with this game, I'm going, it doesn't feel like I'm not knowing the maps. It just feels like I'm being attacked from every possible angle that I can do. And that's really annoying. Like, that is super annoying to go, you can practically have your back against a wall, but there'll be a little opening to the left-hand side that someone can just pop their head around and shoot you. And it just feels like you can't, I don't know. It just feels like, you can't see behind you. So there's always going to be a case where, even if you're aiming your crosshair at a bunch of people down a hallway, the fact that you can still get shot in the back really consistently. I mean, it happens in COD. It does happen in COD, but not this consistent. And then when you get into a run of doing that over and over again, oh man, it destroys
But that in
your
itself
soul.
is is crazy because, COD historically has always had a really, really short time to kill where like in, dead, and Battlefield has been the one where like you can a little bit longer, a little bit slower, maybe way towards, the Battlefield, like the main kind of choke points and the main battle area. It feels like it's switched. I mean, I know a lot of people were talking about the time to kill being really short in the beta and but maybe expecting that to change somewhat for the main game, and they're obviously going to be chopping and changing this lots. There's still lots of many little bugs and things for them to fix. So I think we will get there. I mean, my thing, I don't know how I can quite articulate this, but it feels like when you get shot, you don't really know. Like where the damage is coming from. So I think they could probably do something there to help with situational awareness a bit more. I started watching this video and I didn't finish it about these like top 36 tips for Battlefield, and the guy on there is like, turn all these like shaking things off in the settings to make it easier, increase your FOV to this kind of thing. So there probably are things you can do to make it easier. Maybe we shouldn't have to expect to be able to turn all these things off to make it a better, easier game to play, but I will do if it takes that. But there's still lots of things like to for them to sort. I mean, I can't speak on their behalf, but I'm sure they're probably like most thankful that people got to play the game and it wasn't a massive broken mess like the previous ones. They've done that, and now like the real work begins in terms of the tweaks and whatnot. Like one of the worst bugs, which really does my head in, is that I've been getting a lot of return to the battlefield messages when I'm chasing someone down an alleyway. I haven't gone like miles off the beaten track. I'm playing the game in the same area. I'm going around the corner. I'm like, return to the battlefield. It's like, what do you mean return to the battlefield? And then, so that's clearly a bug or something they need to fix.
I don't think it is a bug. I think it's the design zones that they want. I mean, they use that stuff to make sure that you can't press forward too quickly and all that sort of stuff. It's just way too obvious in this one. And it's really frustrating, as you say, when you're looking down an alleyway and there's 3 enemies there and you're like, oh, I got the jump on them. I'm going to run after them. You walk in there and it says return to battlefield. And you go, I'm chasing an enemy down.
I'm trying to
ridiculous.
Kill someone here.
And then they'll turn around and shoot you. And you go, for fuck's sake, like, what are you doing? Look, still very early on with Battlefield 6. There's still loads of stuff to learn, especially considering we haven't played it anywhere near as much as we have done recently. I do want to give a big shout out to Jason D, though. If you're on TikTok and you want to see, and you're into Battlefield and you want to see some Battlefield content, search Jason D on TikTok, because holy shit, some of his edited videos are insane. Like, it's not just here are a bunch of kills that I've made. They're like really like a perfectly edited views of the battlefield and fights and a little bit of history in there. Definitely go and check his page out. It's absolutely superb. That's Battlefield 6 for now. I don't know where I sit with it, and I do wonder what's going to happen when the new COD comes out.
But do you feel like it's got like potential though, right? To be
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's the best it's been for ages. Like seriously, the best it's been for ages. I do worry if it can get over that hump of, I'm just gonna repeatedly have you killed over and over again. If I can get past that frustration, it's like what I was saying. So we played Call of Duty with Chet, and Chet cannot handle Call of Duty. He gets too angry, and me and my mate Jay were like, actually, if you just don't take it seriously, then it's fine. But I guess I find that easier because the rounds are over really quickly in Call of Duty. It's like 5 to 10 minutes and you're done.
Whereas
these
a
are
loss
a lot
in Battlefield can be a fucking
Yeah.
slog sometimes.
Yeah, it really can. And there's also that I like it is quite funny because Jay will say to me, he's like the Battlefield expert, and he'll turn around and go, right, what game mode do you want to play? And I go, mate, I'm not even looking at the objectives. I'm just trying to stay alive for more than 12 seconds. So just pick whichever one you want, mate, and I'll do my best. Like, I'm at that stage of it at the moment. But yeah, interesting. It's Battlefield 6, £70 game. Get in the queue to play it. Sean,
Hello.
we spoke about, right, I want to get this right because I swear I pronounced this 14 different ways on the last episode. Ghost of Yōtei?
Yōtei.
Yōtei. Fuck, I said it in about 40. Yōtei. Okay, right. I'll forget that next week.
No worries.
James spoke about it briefly. He'd only played it for an hour or so last week.
Yeah.
How much time have you put into it, Sean?
I've put about 20 hours into it now, I think.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's real good. Really like it. Yeah, I mean, obviously echoing most of what James was saying last week. It looks incredible. Like, it's the way. Like, I know you're comparing it to Death Stranding, Death Stranding 2, James. I think you're probably right. I think Death Stranding 2 might just look better, but they're doing different things.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's no surprise that this game looks amazing because the first one visually still holds up. And this just sort of pushes further. I just feel like there's this sort of almost like hyper realness to it. Like everything you're looking at is so exaggerated. The lighting is always really striking, and like the colors and the way everywhere you look, there's like wildlife. There's a flock of birds or like some wild horses running around or whatever. Just like it's just so rich to look at. It's unbelievable.
And that's the difference, I think, with Death Stranding 2, because Death Stranding 2 to me feels more real.
Yeah,
if it's
quite
the
barren
environments,
in a way.
it feel more sort of real, whereas this feels much more. Yeah, like it's just more. It's just so much going on.
Yeah, it's like it's a semi-historical setting, but it's quite fantastical sort of visually. I fucking love the costumes in it as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the first game, I enjoyed unlocking armor sets. Then most of the time, I was like, I don't really like the way it looks though. Whereas this, like every single thing I've unlocked, I'm like, man, that is sick. Like I just want to wear everything.
And the dyes as well. Like you can dye all the stuff, and you can get like a right shade on stuff as well.
Yeah.
Especially the hats. Loving those.
But like the main thing, and I know James touched on this as well, is it's the story, and it's not even that it's like a better story necessarily. It's just that because the first game to me felt so bogged down with, because the first game you're playing as Jin Sakai, who's a samurai, who then through necessity, because his homeland's being invaded, he's like starts resorting to what he considers dirty tactics like assassination, throwing smoke bombs, etc., committing a mass poisoning, that sort of thing. And the story is all about him sort of wrestling with that, whereas I'm like, yeah, but the dirty stuff is really fun to do. Stop making me stop having a go at me for enjoying myself. It's like, it's got this system where the weather gets really bad if you're doing loads of like underhand assassination stuff, and it's like, well, sorry for having a good time, for fuck's sake. Whereas this one is just way more straight up. Like she's a mercenary, she doesn't give a fuck. She's out to get these 6 bastards who've got it coming. And there's just zero sort of like, well, I suppose you could argue it's morally ambiguous, but that's the point. And it's like she's got an objective and she's going to do it no matter what. That does that does create some interesting tensions in the story. Sort of 5-10 hours in, there's some interesting stuff around that, but it's never like you're never really being judged. It's just affecting, actually the main character is like her relationship with certain other people. I think it's quite well handled. It's just, as you say, it's so fucking Moorish. Like,
and
I wouldn't even say it's like, not the best game I've ever played, but I do not want to stop playing it whenever it's on. I'm just like, why would I turn the dopamine pipe off? This is amazing.
And it is, isn't it? Also because like a lot of the side stuff is quite quick to do.
It's quite quick and it's varied enough. Like obviously, it usually ends in a fight, and that's fine. But yeah, like some of the little stories are like kind of interesting, and yeah, and like saying, and you're always unlocking new stuff. Like you say, it's whether it's the weapon kits or the new clothes, new items, whatever. And like and again, same as the first game, you end up with this toolkit for you, when you're fighting, where you're like, right, I've got, because this has like different weapons, whereas the first game you just had the different stances, whereas this is like, you've got your main katana, then you can have dual katanas, you've got a spear, you've got a great sword, whatever, and they're all good against other types of weapons. And then you've got all your other items, you've got smoke bombs, you've got grenades, you've got like all the, a bow and arrow, etc. And then within each of those, there's move sets and there's special attacks and there's this and the other. And it just feels like you are building this toolkit. And then when there's just these huge fights and you have these moments, these like moments of clarity where you're like, right, I'll assassinate these 3 guys to start with. Once I've done that, I'll throw a smoke bomb at these 2, take them out. Then I'll need to switch to this weapon to, kill this guy. That guy stood near a cliff, so I'll fucking boot him off. And you're just pulling all these tools out of the bag and just using them, and it just feels fucking amazing. It's so good. Yeah, I really like it.
See, I've played quite a bit more now. Probably about the same, I think, in length. I've done because obviously there's all the major bosses. I've done an additional one now, so including the one that you have right at the start. So I've done 2 of them now, and it was great. It was a really great sort of pretty involving sort of story. But the only thing about this, which I kept thinking over this week as I've been playing it, is I just kept thinking, I wish that this game, imagine a game like this, how it is designed and everything, with writing though that was as good as Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, right, is the story is fine. It's completely fine. It's reasonably engaging, but when you visit other people around, you have conversations and stuff, but it doesn't feel sort of very real, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. Everyone you talk to is, I've been attacked by the raiders.
Yeah.
Go and get them.
And I was just thinking, imagine this environment, the detail that's gone into this, and the work that's been done on all the art and all the systems that there are. If this had writing that was that good, as that, this would be up there as being one of the best games I've played.
And I think at times it does, but then, I've talked before about most people are naturally kind of funny, right? Or at least they certainly try to be. Whereas this is just dour most of the time. And granted, you can say, well, that's the setting. Things are not in a good way. But then occasionally you'll meet a character where it's they're the funny character, but then they're constantly cracking wise, and it's kind of funny. And you do sort of think, yeah, you probably could have made the rest of the game a bit more entertaining, but there's a lot of it's quite flat writing wise. I think Erika Ishii is great as Atsu, although I feel like they probably could have, because there's these sections where you're having flashbacks to your childhood, and as far as I can tell, it's still Erika voicing her child self, and it's probably just get a kid to do that. It sounds weird, it's clearly a grown adult voicing like a 7-year-old.
Does it sound as bad as the audiobook for Game On, where the narrator for that pretended to be a child on the beach?
Not insensitive in that sense, at least.
No, it wasn't even. It's not even that. When he there's a bit where he's talking to his daughter, an American daughter. She's like, "Hey, Dad, how are you?" And I'm like, "Fucking hell."
Do you know? I really want to listen to that again, and I haven't got it.
It was good.
I really want it.
It was good.
I will say though, because it has this whole thing that when you visit what was your home, which was the scene of this horrible tragic incident 16 years ago, and the whole thing is the gimmick is you can switch between flashbacks and current day. That is nicked wholesale from an episode of Samurai Jack. That literally there's a whole episode of Samurai Jack where he's going around his home, and it's just every time and then look at something and it's just and then it flashes to a childhood memory, and it's wow, that's they really just stole that, but whatever.
I think I do think it makes really good use of the DualSense as well, more so than most other games, because it's got the stuff where you do painting and things as well, using the touchpad, and the vibration's great as well. It's just super polished and really, and like you said, when I start playing, I don't want to stop, and the time seems to flow really really quickly. It's very good.
I'm so adamant I'm going to make this bite. I don't think you can actually pick a Christmas game. I think I've tried to do that in the past, and it's not been the case. But this is the one I'm aiming for. I think to be my Christmas game, to just sit and get lost in it. Difficulty wise, I'm hearing mixed things.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was going to bring it up and I forgot. So I started just on medium, and I think because I'm mostly playing it late at night. That's the thing. Obviously, this is the first game I've had in a while that I cannot play in front of Isaac. It's way too violent. And so I'm usually playing it very late at night. Reaction speeds are not what they should be. So I put it down to easy, which is not the lowest. There's one below that. And I was finding like the enemies were just like, because there's like an aggression setting within the difficulty stuff, and the enemies were just standing there. They were just waiting for me to hit them, and in some cases, if I started to approach them, they were just backing away.
Right.
And it's like, well, this is just annoying. This is not fun at all.
It's like, come here, I want to hit you.
Yeah, but you can, if you want, you can tweak everything about the difficulty base. So if you want, you can have the enemies be super aggressive, but have really generous, timing windows for the parries and stuff. So if you want it to look really cinematic, like everyone's like coming at you at once, and you're just constantly fending everyone off and taking the fucking arms off and stuff, like it's brilliant. So I sort of went for a mix of like, make the timing windows a bit easier, but make everyone a bit more aggressive, and that's worked for me. Yeah.
That's pretty much that's what I've done as well, because it's because the combat system is really really well implemented, especially like shifting weapons and stuff like that on the fly as you're playing,
and just how cinematic it is when you when you get hit. It's like, I've lost health, but also I'm just kind of annoyed because it doesn't look as cool anymore. Like it's so nice when you do like a flawless fight, and then at the end, you swipe on the touchpad to like shake the blood off the sword and then sheathe it, and you're just like, fucking yes, man.
There's that,
so
and
good.
there's also, if you unlock like the multiple assassinations thing, because that's really cool as well. Like when you you just like assassinate one person, and then it's like select the next person and the next person, and it's just they just look surprised. And it's just like, it's really good. Yeah.
Oh, and the what's it called? The Onryo ability where you just fucking roar at them, and everyone's just terrified, and someone just falls over, and you just stab them on the ground, and everyone, just no one knows what the fuck to do. It's so good.
That's because it has that whole thing here where like if there's somebody like crawling off through the grass,
you can finish them off.
And it's just like says like, what does it say? It says something
end
like
suffering.
Yeah,
it's
end
a nice
suffering.
Thing. It's a nice thing that you're doing. You're stabbing someone on the ground. You could
walk
probably
up and just like thrust your sword down, and it's just like it's very very good.
Top stuff.
Yeah, I do want to play this game. There's no doubt about it. Finding a time for it at the moment is insane.
Oh no, the Christmas game is probably the right move. I think that will really work.
It's there's just so much to play. I just haven't got the time. Like this next game on the list, Hades 2, still haven't put more than an hour into because I'm playing other things at the moment. And that
me too. I feel
is
bad.
insane because I'm so excited about this game, and I know that I'll love it when I get into it. It's just it's failing to take my attention away from other things at the moment, and I think that's probably familiarity. I think that's
and also it's the genre, isn't it? They're never interesting, or they're never at their best initially. It's the more you learn, the more involved you get, the more interesting they get.
Sure, and it's so similar at the start, at least, to Hades 1 that I go, there's like I don't feel like I'm having a new experience at this time, and all this stuff that I'm playing now feels like new experiences. Saying that, I've just spent half an hour telling you how Battlefield 6 feels like every other Battlefield game. But so Hades 2, James and Sean, you both want to talk about it. How are you getting on?
I mean, do you want to go first, James?
Yeah, because so I've beaten one area of the game, but when you say beaten, you're not really. It's the beginning of the sort of the end process, from what I can gather. Although it seems that there's two, I think, and I mean it does feel. I do think this feels a lot more complicated than the first game. Like there's systems layered upon systems with this, and collectibles layered upon collectibles, and I still think it doesn't explain stuff particularly well. But saying that, still really really enjoying it, and I mean I was going through round after round after round, and it's just. The only thing about it, though, is I'm starting to feel that the end game that I think I'm in now feels like a bit of a slog in terms of what you have to do, because I know what you have to do to finish it, and it just feels a bit like that's.
I mean, because I like the first game, so you had to get 10 clears to get the ending. And in this one, so I think we can talk a bit more freely about it now. No story spoilers, but there are 2 routes you can take, 2 different routes you can go on, different areas, different bosses, etc. So you have to do each of those 5 times. So it's the same total, but I know what you mean. There's definitely a feeling of like, I've got this now, but I've still got to do this one run like another 3 times or whatever.
Yeah. Which is fine. It's just, I don't know. I've as I said, it feels like a bit of a slog, and also I don't think the story is as good in this one. I don't think.
Do you reckon?
No, I don't think
It's
as
definitely
engaging.
a less, because we were saying the other week, like Hades 1 was like a really nice personal tale about essentially a kid trying to find his mum, whereas this, it feels weirdly low stakes, doesn't it? 'Cause it's like, Kronos has like taken your family, and they're sort of vague as to what that means. And after a bit, you're like, no, everyone involved here is immortal. No one's dead. No one's actually gone. It's just, we're just trying to free everyone. So you're kind of like, basically everyone's fine. It's just that I'll free them when I've done it enough times, and then it'll all work out.
I like that the idea of like being almost taunted in that first game that you're not going to do this. Every time you died, there was a bunch of people going like, you're a loser. And there's no chance of you actually achieving this. Made me go.
This game has got that still.
Yeah, it's got a lot of that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will say, I've done those 10, 5+5 clears. I've seen credits now and got the ending. There is still way more stuff to do, but it certainly feels like a nice jumping off point if you were like, no, it's been 50 hours. I'm kind of done with this. I do still want to do the extra stuff, but what it does with the story in the end is really interesting because as I was doing those final clears to get the ending, I was thinking like, yeah, but obviously I'm going to still be able to play this after credits because that's how these games work. But story-wise, I don't understand how they're going to justify that. They do, and it's really fun the way they do it.
Okay,
I was really, really pleased with how it all shakes out. Quite unexpected, but yeah, really, really liked it.
But I've certainly also enjoyed like unlocking all the different weapon sets and then like finding. Yes, you find your niche, the thing that you just enjoy using, and it's like that's been fun.
Yeah,
and
yeah, for sure. So yeah, as I say, so my clock on Hades is like 50+ hours now, and I'd still.
It's a lot of Hades.
It's a lot of Hades too. But yeah, as I say, there's still a few and again, it's not. I don't feel like the story's not complete. There are just a few side stories I want to wrap up. Just because I like the people involved, or I just think they're interesting side stories. So yeah, I will try and do that. But as you say, lots of things to play at the moment, so it's tough.
This is a lot. I'm not going to go there. But right, that's what we've been playing this week. Should we get to questions?
I would
like to hear a bit about James's thoughts on baby steps.
Sorry, it's not on your list next to your name, James. I'm afraid.
No, Matt's written it in though.
Right, okay, but not next to
James
you.
is not happy about
Okay, all right, finally. Baby steps. You started your stream. I've got to say, straight up, fuming at how good you were at it. Honestly, I cannot believe how quickly you got. I mean, granted, I'd forgotten the fact that you'd played a little chunk of the demo anyway, so you weren't going completely fresh. But it was still infuriating to see how quickly you got to the first camp. To be honest with you,
you didn't. I thought loads of people. Yeah, I thought loads of people saw, on the way to that first camp, saw that guy, went over to get him and slipped down a massive mud slide, but you didn't even see it, let alone go down it. You haven't fallen over once properly.
Oh, I did. There was.
Off a cliff.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I fell down that. When I was trying to climb across the.
That was very.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's tiny.
But the reason why I'm talking like this is because you can absolutely do this, James. Like, this is not going to be a problem for you. You've
already got further than I did in like 19 minutes. So
yeah, you're going to be fine.
It was never going to be a problem if I can do it. James can absolutely do it.
Sure,
it was never going to be an issue.
But I do think that you're going to find this easier than you think. Like, you'll clear it quicker than I did, for sure.
But the only thing, the thing about it though is I did find it genuinely really stressful to play. Like, I found it really tiring, like really exhausting to play because you're just constantly having to like think about where you're placing your feet and all that kind of stuff, and it's like you just had, and it like it's just I just found it tiring. I found it really tiring.
That eases up because you get used to controlling the game, so that helps.
Well,
go on.
I mean, the bit we mentioned previously on the train, that was like a.
Oh God, yeah.
That was like a multiple-hour panic attack for me almost. Yeah. It was nightmare.
Tell James that.
It'll smash it. It'll do it in first go probably.
You'll still have moments where you have that fear that, oh my god, please don't fall down, sweaty palms moments. You will still have that, but it's the basic walking around. You've got you're probably past the most frustrating part of that game, that initial walking around and thinking, why can't I go 2 steps without tripping up? But do you it's funny because the other thing that I found really interesting about your stream is that you didn't actually find much. Like, there's loads of shit to find.
Yeah.
See that?
And you didn't actually find a lot of it.
See, that was the other thing, because I wasn't sure, because I saw stuff on the ground and stuff, and I was like, am I supposed to be, like, collecting stuff, or I wasn't really sure.
I think you can engage with it as much as you want, or as little as you want. I think, if your main objective is get to the top of the mountain as quick as you can, then fine. But it is interesting, because there's loads of stuff in there. Like, in that opening area, I can tell you now because you passed it, but there's like a carnival that you can visit. There's there's just loads of, but like that little pit that you walked past, the pit that you walked past that you very nearly fell into.
Yeah.
If you fall in there's a whole cutscene stuff that happens and bits and pieces like that. So I'm not saying explore more, because I think you will naturally come across things. But that is a big part of the game that you have not seen yet. Like, there's loads of things that you can look and go, what the fuck is that? And walk over there and check it out and find things. Yeah, it's cool.
Does it work as a stream, though, do you think?
Yeah, God, yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious to watch
James,
it, yeah.
Me, Joe had it on the big screen. Ian and Catherine had it on the big screen.
So had
Matt
I,
was watching it on the big screen. It was the event of the year.
Yeah, we were on, yeah. I turned off to play Battlefield later on.
And there are moments in that game that I cannot wait to watch you play. Like, I cannot wait to see how you react to it.
Because there's like long stretches where I'm not even saying anything because I'm just concentrating. It's just like...
It's fine. Just watching you control that dude as he climbs it.
It's a fun game to watch it, yeah, because I haven't watched many streams, and obviously mostly played it, but it was just fun to see it again. It made me want to play again, actually, which is bizarre. I can't do that, but I can't wait to see you play more.
James, are you compelled at least a little bit? Is there like, is there part of you that's going, oh, actually?
Yeah, do you get it?
See,
do you get
what
Rodney
Davis?
I did. The bit that you clipped, was it you that clipped it, Matt? That section where I fell down the.
It was. I think it might be last time Scientologists did a clip on our Twitch channel, and I use that as a social post. So thank you, Ben.
That was the point at which I was like, actually, I'm quite enjoying this now. Like, because it was so ridiculous, and it was like I started to realize, like, and get the satisfaction from being able to actually like maneuver properly and get to where I was trying to go, and I did start to dig it actually. Like, but then, as I said, I found it really stressful.
Yeah, it's a super stressful game, but that's like kind of the point. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, this is the noise James made when he fell in between a gap. Ready? That was James. That's James falling down a gap. Look, I
and then there's this sound when James saw a mosquito. This is my favorite.
Real life, right?
Yeah.
That's another good moment.
You can watch James streaming the first part of that game on our YouTube channel. James, I think you'll end up really digging this. Like, honestly, it's really funny. I listened to Backpage Pod talking about it this week, and of course that initial focus of that game is, hey, it's really hard to control, when actually, like, thinking of the maneuvers that you do towards the end of that game with that character it's really fucking cool. Some of the stuff that it asks you to do and how precise you can be with it all is like really fucking interesting. I think it's a brilliant. Look, not everyone's gonna love it. Obviously, I think it's a fucking brilliant piece of work. There's still tons of stuff in there that hasn't been found, I'm sure. We only just found out this week that if you skip every single cutscene, there is a 28-minute cutscene at the end of the game that you can watch.
I didn't realise it was that long. I saw the clip and I
Yeah,
thought
it's
that was
28
basically
minutes.
it.
It's fucking hilarious. It's really fun. I watched the whole thing as well. It's really. At one point, like they have a discussion about how hard it is to animate in games, and he's like, "Yeah, just unbutton. Go on, unbutton your top." And then there's a bit where they're like, "Well, we're animating all of this, but we can just point the camera up if you want. That'll save us like a load of time." So then they'll just point the camera up and then talk for the rest of the thing. It's brilliant. Like I thought this was going to be one of those. It's wacky. Ooh,
Well, I was going to say, because initially you weren't getting much from the humour, were you? Did that change?
No,
Okay.
I still think I'd prefer it to be written and focused. I think in terms of the plot and what the game's about, I think we haven't seen enough of it to judge. But
No, I think there's got to be way more to it than what we've seen.
well, I saw. Did you get the hat with a propeller on it, Matt? In your round?
No, I got a red bucket which I fashioned as a hat, and then I got that yellow construction hat on the edge of that kind of
Did
was
you
plank.
take it to the camp though?
I did, yeah, and then I got like 2 weird kind of retro things.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of these retro games that you can play if you get the hat to the camp. And the one that I did in the first area where I got the propeller thing from the top of the tent all the way to there, it was actually like, fucking hell, man, that is pretty deep. And it's all stuff about Nate's life. So I don't feel that I fully know Nate's story yet. And I find that fascinating. I think that's really cool. I think it's such a step forward from all right, okay, it's I always forget his name. What is his name? Bennett
Foddy?
Yeah.
Like obviously it's a bigger team working on this. But when I look at those games like Quap and Getting Over It, I just go, okay. Whereas this, I think there is so much more to it, and in fact, actually, I think you're doing a disservice comparing it to those games, because I think initially you're going, isn't it funny and hard to control? You then get to the point and go, oh no, this is way more than that. And actually controlling him becomes way easier the more you play. And that all sorts of ties into, I think, what it's going for. I think it's brilliant. I think it's a really brilliant game, and a one that not everyone will appreciate, but those that do will sort of always hold it dear to them. And James, without a doubt, you can finish this game. Like without a doubt, you'll be fine. I can't wait to see you get through it.
Yeah, back on Saturday, I'll have another go at it. But it's again, I can only do about an hour and a half or so.
I think that's fine though. I think
it's.
I
I mean, Matt, I don't know how you managed to sit there for like hours playing it. Because
I was a wreck. I thought I was having a nervous breakdown at points. And particularly the last few hours. But no,
it's so
well
addictive. Like it's insanely addictive.
It was compelling as hell. And Dave and I were saying,
by your third or fourth stream, James, you'll be like, oh, I kind of want to play it in a week now. Honestly, I'm almost certain. Sorry, Matt, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, like, you and I were sharing like voice notes as we were playing it, and I'm like, I think the story's about this, and I really, is it about that? And I want more cutscenes to come out of this game and see if I was anywhere close, because I feel like there's so much more.
That stuff is intriguing, because I thought, like, I've got some ideas of what I think it's about, but obviously I've only played 90 minutes of it, as I say. So there's loads of stuff I've not seen. So I am intrigued that it's about something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I might be putting too much like thought into it, and actually I'm overthinking when it actually isn't that at all. But I'm like, surely these clues I've seen in the game, and
I didn't want to kill your buzz, but I thought you were way off. But
really?
but then you could be just as right as me. It's
if it's
I've not really told you my
interpretation,
theory, but
definitely
open to interpretation. But the ending pretty much changes what you think. I think we all thought that it would have
you're probably
something there that isn't, and that I find interesting. But anyway, baby steps. Very good game. We've spoken about it loads. Let's get to questions.
If you want to send us a question, go to tcgs.co. Dishwasher door says, "Hi lads, PlayStation have just released some 30th anniversary grey Reebok trainers, and they look fucking horrendous. You've got to wear a garish computer game themed pair of trainers for the rest of your life. You can take them off the bed, but otherwise they're glued to your feet. What are you wearing?
Well, you sent me some striking Sonic the Hedgehog trainers.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'd go for those. Thanks, definitely.
Yep. Lovely stuff.
So they've got to be garish. We can't pick a game which we think will look cool as
Would
trainers.
actually just be tasteful. No, I think they've got to be awful. So I've got a very easy answer for this. You all remember how much I loved Ultros last year, especially
Yeah.
and the art style's a big part of that, and I really like trainers. So you would think that some Ultros themed trainers would be an easy win. This is a thing they actually did. They are fucking horrendous.
Really?
They're so bad. They're really, really horrible. They were also $400. And I imagine they've probably only gone up since, because I guess it was like a limited run. Yeah, they were Bull Airs. I've never come across them before. Yeah, they're absolutely horrific.
See, I'd like a pair that were like Mario Kart themed that also made noises as well, that were like related to Mario Kart as you're walking, because I think that'd be pretty awesome.
You got to wear them every day for the rest of your life, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta say, James, you've got to play Mario Cross Worlds or whatever it's called. No, Sonic Cross Worlds, Transform Racing, whatever, because some of the Joe was in the front room while I was playing it with Charlie, and she was like, "This is so annoying," and she was right, because every time you do a trick, which is the equivalent of pressing jump when you go over a ramp in Mario Kart, someone goes, "Cool." Cool, and I'm like, fucking it, yeah, I hadn't even noticed that, and that is pissing me off already. Yeah, okay, moving on.
Stig says, I just enjoyed a really nice crisp sandwich. 2 slices of Warburton's toasty thick white bread, a layer of Lurpak, and filled with Walker's Max cheese and jalapeno crisps. It was delicious.
That sounds good.
Question is, do you like a crisp sandwich every now and again? And if so, what is your makeup of said sandwich? Include the bread, butter/spread, crisp type, and any condiments you might choose.
No, I don't do this.
You don't like? I fucking love a crisp sandwich, but it really kind of depends on
not
what.
all the
Start
time.
getting
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, occasionally.
I hate people that do that. You don't love a crisp. I didn't say that. That's just had them when I was a kid. I'm a grown up now, Matt.
Yeah, but they're for life, aren't they?
Whatever he wants.
Nah. No, I'm a grown up. Cress for me. Just cress sandwiches. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's
No
that's
butter.
better. Yeah.
No spread. Just cress and bread. So I think Stig's got it right with the Warburton's toasty thick white bread and Lurpak is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love Lurpak.
I'd switch out the Lurpak for some Philadelphia.
Ooh.
Because that'd be pretty good. Yeah.
What?
Seabrook's
Is
Seabrook's
everything
prawn
just
cocktail.
cheese for you?
Yes.
Cheese.
Yes.
Cheese, bread, cheese slices,
Yeah.
What crispy?
soft cheese inside.
That's the question.
Cheese.
Seabrook's prawn cocktail would be the one for me.
What's it?
What's it should be good.
Get
I
what
had a
is in there.
burrito once, and I was watching the guy.
Smash
It was
a
like
body.
a food truck, and watched the guy make it. And like just before he wrapped it up, yeah, he fucking put a load of Wotsits in it, and he was just like, "Trust me, it'll be good." And it was correct.
While we're talking about food, have any of you tried the viral omelette recipe
No.
from TikTok? Well, it was actually from the Joe Rogan podcast, so I don't listen
good.
to that.
Quality
But
guaranteed.
What's
It was a
viral
clip.
about the omelette?
No, it was a clip of a guest going, you take 1 egg, 1 spoonful of mayonnaise, a little bit of butter, 40 seconds in the microwave, the greatest omelette you have
I don't
ever
know.
tasted.
You lost me at the microwave because
Try it.
in the past
Is it good?
I've put a bit of mayonnaise in my scrambled egg, and I'm really into it. So
Forget
I
about
can
it.
see where it's coming from, but the microwave really threw me off at the end there.
Try
Right.
it.
Yeah.
What's the recipe again, David?
It's the most
Viral.
insane thing. I had it. I had 2 of them this weekend. I loved it. So what
Jose
you do-
Andres free recipe omelette. Yeah, I found it here. Yeah.
Right, okay. So it's 1 egg, a spoonful of mayonnaise,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of butter, whisk it together so it's all mixed, put it in a ramekin, put it in a microwave for 40 seconds. It comes out and you go, well, that's not even going to cook. It cooks perfectly and it tastes amazing.
Shit.
It's madness. Okay, passing that on. Just
Can you,
when you see stuff on the internet and go, fuck you, this ain't going to work. And then it does, and you're actually a little bit angry about it.
I thought you were going to say, "Have you tried the mystery Pringles flavor?" You know, with in the purple. They did this with Mario promotion. There's like a Mario tin of Pringles, a mystery flavor, and now we've got like a shiny purple tube with a new flavor. And I can't work out what the flavor is. You're not seeing it in all
They're
shops.
not Pringles. What? No, I've not seen this. What's the idea? You have to guess the flavour, or is it every pipe of Pringle different?
No, it's the same flavour in all the purple tubes. Just you have to guess what the flavour is. I had some the other day, and I was like, there's no flavour at all, really.
I don't think these exist.
They're everywhere in Tesco.
Are they?
I
have
a book of brownie recipes, and one of those is like, it's like it's a similar thing, like 3 ingredients in a mug, microwave. Well done, you've made a brownie. And I forget the actual wording, but the description for it was basically like, so when you're like really depressed, yeah, and you like, it's just like, just make one of these, you'll be fine. It's just no effort.
I remember thinking about promotional shit like this Pringles thing. Do you remember when out of nowhere ketchup just went? Was it Heinz just went green ketchup? Green ketchup.
Blue ketchup. Like, yeah, we had the blue Sonic the Hedgehog one.
Did you?
Did you see that? Yeah.
No.
Tasted the same. Weirdly.
Did the green one taste the same, or was it?
Yeah, but everyone. Yeah, it tastes the same. But everyone was like, "Yeah, but I don't want my burgers to look like it's got mold in it."
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's so weird. What are these couple of these?
Anyway, yes. I mean, I would basically have crisps in any sandwich rather than like a specific crisp sandwich kind of makeup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not fussy, but yeah.
It's not in the spirit of the question, though, is it, Matt?
No.
Well, do I like crisp sandwich every now and then? Yes. What's the makeup?
Right.
Okay, fine.
What's the makeup? Oh, it's just anything. No, doesn't really go.
Chicken club sandwich with salmon and chipsticks. That's a good one.
There you go.
Or Space Raiders.
Good shout.
Yeah.
See, you are good at this, Matt. You are doing
That was
it.
never in doubt.
It was a bit.
Okay, a bit, sure. Next question.
The next question comes from Grumpy Buzz. This is, hi lads. So it was me with the stupid username and the newest full Nels is, and I'm slightly ashamed to admit how long it made me laugh, easily longer than is acceptable. Anyway, I just want to say, I've been listening to the show for years now, and I still look forward to it every single week. It's one of those things that just makes everything a bit better. I really appreciate the amazing pod and all the effort you put in, maybe some more than others. I've also got a question for you. What is a game or series that you've never played, even though everyone would think you're mad for never playing it? For me, it's Mario. I was a Sega kid growing up and somehow never ended up touching a proper Mario game, not even round a mate's house. Now at 35, I wonder what I've missed. Keep doing what you do. It's genuinely one of the highlights of my week. Thanks, man.
Thanks. That means a lot.
I do. I don't know what my answer is for this. Must be something.
So I mean, I was just thinking like
for you.
Final Fantasy.
You never played Final Fantasy?
Well, I played Final Fantasy X.
Sorry, I've done that.
So
I've done
then
that annoying
that doesn't
thing.
count
Of
then.
course, it's self-evident that you haven't. Sorry.
Yeah, which is like sort of explained by the question. I think it doesn't really count because I have played it, but Assassin's Creed, we get a lot of shit for not playing much of it. You know, I can't think. Oh, Borderlands. Never played a Borderlands game.
Never played a Borderlands.
And for someone like me, you'd think would be going, no, it's great. I've never actually played one, and I know that I would probably really like it. Like Ian's been telling me about everything he's told me about the new one. I'm like, yeah, it does sound right up my street. I don't know why I haven't played one of these games. I just guess I never got on board early doors and felt like I couldn't thereafter. But yeah, never played a Borderlands game.
I've owned it for a while, but I've still never actually plucked up the courage to play Dwarf Fortress. Which everyone, like it's this game that, it was being made for like, 10, 15 years, maybe longer than that. And it's just this like insanely detailed. It's a lot like RimWorld that I played on stream that time, but even more insanely detailed and in depth. And the stories that come out of it are supposed to be fascinating. And it sounds like everything I would really like. And yet every time I'm like, yeah, but people do say it's quite hard to get into, so maybe not tonight. And yeah, it's just never happened.
Cool.
Lee says, I use a water vapor humidifier for my dry eyes, and have found that it adds adds to the immersion of playing games like Silent Hill 2 as the wafts of water vapor flow in front of my eyes. Do you have some environmental habits that aid in improving your gaming experience?
I mean, right now, I am we've rearranged our front room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before I was right in front of the telly playing games, and now I'm nowhere near it. So I now, when I'm playing Battlefield or Call of Duty, I now go and get my little desk chair and move it right in front of the TV so I can get that experience again. Obviously not the same sort of thing, but I need to find out a solution for this because that is getting on my nerves. Like going over and getting the fucking my desk chair every time I want to play a game, and Joe just looks at me and loses even more respect for me. Sitting there right in front of the telly.
You need to get a beanbag, Dave.
Yeah, man.
Sit on one of those.
Yeah, well, we're thinking about getting a tub chair, but we can't
What's
decide
a
on
tub
what.
chair?
It's
I've
just
never
like a
seen
little low down sort of. You search
like
tub
a
chair, you can
yeah.
see.
Yeah, just Google.
Yeah, I think
You
we
look
want
anything
one of
up on
those.
that Google, can't you?
You can, yeah. If you Google it,
Steady
it comes up.
Yeah. Pictures and words. It's amazing.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I mean, I have my front room is not massive. I have a sofa on there, obviously, and the TV. But I typically sit on the floor like an idiot. I don't know why.
Really?
I've just always done it.
I can't
I've
do
always
that.
just like sat on the floor with like my back against the sofa, or I'm gonna start now. I've started, so I'm gonna have to finish it. I also, another thing I like to do is I've got like a footstool, and I'll kind of just like lean over that almost on all fours. So like my elbows are resting on that.
Is that comfortable?
Yeah, I don't know. I've just like found that comfy, and like just sitting back and resting on the sofa. I just don't do that.
Right.
I'd rather sit on the floor or lean over my footstool for some reason. Yeah,
No, fair dues. Whatever
it's finding
works.
more comfy.
Isaac's a nightmare for. He won't just sit up and watch stuff. Like he has to be like lying like forwards with his head hanging off the sofa or whatever, and his feet up the back of the sofa. It's just
Oh, like
I
Mork
don't
and
get-
Mindy.
What, sorry?
Like Mork and Mindy.
Yes.
Didn't Robin Williams just sit back?
Yeah.
That's a reference no one else is going to
I was
get.
gonna say, ask you.
Like Mork and Mindy. Oh, all right, Grandad. I mean, we got similar with Charlie. Joe sent me a photo of him waiting to get out of the car to go and see his friends. He had his back on the seat of the car chair with his feet on the roof of the car. It's like that. All right. Okay.
Kurt Lewin says, hi chaps, you have been served a peculiar predicament where you are given the choice to delay one game from history to give it more time in the oven so that it had a greater chance of fulfilling its ambitions. Which game would you delay? That's a good question, though.
Yeah, because so many games in recent years they have been given the time and money, like No Man's Sky, No Man's
Sky
and things like Cyberpunk, etc.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's the one, surely.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's got to be it, right? Because we know what did well, and same with No Man's Sky, right? We did get to see what it turned into.
I was going to say, did it not do that anyway? Did it not fulfill its ambitions? It just didn't do it for like 2 or 3 years.
That's
So
true.
I would argue. I would argue they both. I mean, definitely No Man's Sky and Cyberpunk. It seems like it has as well.
What about Anthem though?
Yeah.
No, because I
Was
don't
there
think that was
potential?
ever on the right track.
What was the ambition with that? I don't know.
I feel like it's one thing if
Look
the
at,
game.
look at James's little fucking stupid
Yeah,
face.
because he
Now
mentioned
that you
Anthem.
said Anthem. Look at his little
What?
googly eyes there.
What?
You are so besotted with yourself that you said the word Anthem for the first time and brought it back into the conversation.
I like bringing Anthem back. It's,
I think with Anthem, I don't think any more time would have helped because I feel like its problems were design decisions made relatively early on, right? Like the fact that you don't just get in the suit and fly around wherever you want. It's like the loading screens between areas and all that stuff, which may have been like probably unavoidable to an extent, but it felt like we were sold a bigger dream than what we got. And
we were lied to. Let's not sugarcoat it. We were lied to.
I'm gonna go that far
about that game.
I mean,
Halo Infinite. That's another one.
Okay,
Yes.
sorry, Sean. Finish your sentence in a minute. James has just thought of something.
I got a massive headache. All right, just
which is our fault, really. So.
Yeah. Sorry about
Mass Effect Andromeda, because supposedly the game we got, because they kind of scrapped everything 9 months before the game came. Well, it wasn't 9 months; I think it was like 18 months. But the point is, the game we actually got was worked on in a relatively short space of time, and it wasn't great, but there was something there, and maybe with another 12 months they could have really hit it. Who knows?
My face is tired. I still can't get over that.
we're not going to see another one of those now, are we? Like that?
No, I think the Saudis are going to kill that right off.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like a bet. Speaking of bet, my answer would be Star Wars Outlaws. Because if they had given that another 6 months, maybe I wouldn't have a Wookiee on the side of my arse.
The perfect answer, that one, Matthew. Well done.
Maria Mendieta says, "Dear TCGS Canterbury Cheese, last week we heard show members overcome stage panic, once again make risky gaming industry bets and climb digital mountains one baby step at a time. This week's question, therefore, gets to the heart of your gaming achievements. What would you say is the most complex button combo you successfully pulled off? It's up to you if the pun is intended based on whether or not you are keen on continuing the tone of last week's show. Keep up the fantastic work. Sincerely, Maria." I used to know the a few ultra combos in Killer Instinct. Not anymore though.
Yeah. What was the game where? Oh my god! I know exactly what the answer is. The answer is the Switch 2 Welcome Tour, where you had to hold down like 8 different parts of the screen at once. Did you do that, James? Did you do that mini game?
I did, yeah. I do.
It was like showing off the multi-touch on the screen, and it was like you had to keep pressing different colours as they come up on the screen, and in the end you're holding like all 8 fingers and 2 thumbs on the screen in a really awkward position for and if you let one slip it goes try it again. That was the worst thing ever. That's the worst thing I've ever done on a video game, I think. And it was the Welcome Tour for the Switch 2. All right. Okay.
I don't play beat 'em ups. I think for me it's pretty tricky. I mean, in terms of combos, I mean anything I'll struggle even in like Guitar Hero, let alone beat 'em up. No chance.
Cool. Right. That's
Smithers.
Terrible podcasting. Go on.
We are on the
We've
back
not
foot
done
tonight.
that.
I think that's fair to say,
are.
right?
Yes, we've had it. It's been a stinker
issues.
of a recording, but we're better than that.
I've never pulled off a successful complex button combo. What can I say?
That wasn't aimed at you. That was aimed at all of us, Matt. Don't worry. You don't need to justify it yourself. It's fine. Should we do one more?
One more?
Do one more. Yeah.
Let's do one more. Mr. Smithers says, "Good evening, gentlemen. The first TCGS show I listened to was the 2024 Game of the Year show. Still my favourite.
Wow.
And I've since gone back through the archives to experience all the previous ones. They've become quite an important part of my work listening playlist, and I can tell I'm going through a rough patch when I restart a Game of the Year show for the umpteenth time. There's something strangely comforting about hearing an inebriated James Farley attempting to defend a game he was surprised he'd nominated." My question is, are there any games you've played after the fact that you would kill to go back in time to include in the Game of the Year discussion for that year? I would like to suggest Slay the Princess for 2023. It's the best visual novel I've ever played and my personal pinnacle for reactive storytelling. I feel confident that it would have made a dent on the Game of the Year show for that year if someone had had the time to play it. Wishing you all the best, Mr. Smithers.
Arcade Paradise for me.
Oh god, yeah, Arcade Paradise. Fuck.
Yeah, it killed me that we played it afterwards,
Yeah.
I was like, "This is fucking amazing."
I mean, that's
I don't know if it would have won.
Sorry,
but I don't know if it would have won, but
no, but
it would have done well, I think.
Yeah.
Didn't a bunch of you play Disco Elysium late?
Yeah,
Or-
we did.
Yeah, but it
Not
was
me.
nominated, so it doesn't really
Not
work.
Matt. We were on the ball with that one, mate.
It was nominated, but then you haven't played it. So I think if you had played it ahead of time, we might have got
Yeah,
more.
but that's not the question, is it?
Because I could say the same thing with Red Dead. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
play
Red
it.
Dead would be the one. Red Dead should have won that year. Red Dead should have won that year. I let that go though, so I don't
And you
care about it.
we
anymore.
haven't held a grudge either.
No.
That's the main thing, isn't it? Hollow Knight, with the original Hollow Knight, so we were late to that, and we ended up basically changing the rules of the Game of the Year show pretty much because of that, right? Because we, James and I played it when it came out on the Switch the year after it originally came out, and at the time we were like, oh well, technically it came out last year, so it can't be counted, and everyone was like, no, you should have let Hollow Knight in. Come on. So yeah, that's probably the big one. Good game.
Yeah, I'm really struggling to think of something which I played that I wish hadn't. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I
After the fact,
can't.
You all right, mate?
No, I'm
no,
not.
he's not.
Go on.
He wasn't
I mean, I
alright
wonder if we'll
2.5
get this
hours
year
ago.
with Ghost of Yōtei.
Yeah.
If
Possibly.
me and Dave do play at Christmas. I mean, thank you for the recommendation of Slay the Princess, though. I hadn't even heard of it before, and I do like a visual novel, so
It's meant to be great. It's meant to be really, really
18 quid on
interesting.
Switch. I might get that. Thank you.
I'm worried that Absolum that has just come out is going to slip
Yeah,
through the cracks.
I was interested in that because
Yeah.
it's a beat 'em up, that kind of thing, which is very much my thing. But
So Hades meets Golden Axe / Streets of Rage /
Yeah, it's
it
reviewed
looks
really well.
good.
When it said beat 'em up, I was like, okay, phew, I'm out. That's not for me. But it reviewed incredibly well.
It's a
Has it
brawler.
got-
It's not like a fighting game, but yeah, it's like I played the demo a while back. It was fucking great. But having just come off the back of 50 hours of Hades 2, I'm like, don't know if I can jump right into that straight away.
has it got co-op?
Yes,
know?
it has. Yeah.
Okay. Because Asher really likes those as well, so
Oh shit! Oh, go on, play with that.
might just think we can play together. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds cool.
Was Walkabout Mini Golf ever nominated?
No, and that's a fuck up, isn't it?
Yep, that would have won one of ours, I think.
Well, it's always this year, Dave.
If it can make a compelling argument.
Come out a long time ago. Also, fucking hell, this year. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, like I think we're okay
Honestly.
for this year.
A little bit
I
worried about Game
need
of the Year this
to
year.
go into this year with just no attachment to anything because it's just going to be.
It's the
every
most
game,
open
every
year I
game is
think it's
gonna
ever
be
been,
deserving.
right?
Was it?
It's such an open
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every game's going to be deserving. There's not going to be a single game where I'm like, no, it can't be that. Do you
Oh,
know what I
that's
mean?
going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Which one we get rid of for the wild card? That is going to be an absolute
Well, no,
disaster
it's
of a
not
conversation.
an issue. It'll be mine as it is every year, David. So
Woe
No
is
point.
me.
no, I'm just telling the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, all right.
James will win the wild card, and my game will go out. That's how it always starts.
Yeah, what bullshit is James going to pull this year?
I mean, there has been a Kirby update for the Alamo, so
Fuck. Hey, that's the point. Kirby Air Riders. That's got to be in the list, hasn't it? It's probably going to win. I reckon.
I love the fact that you said that before Metroid. Right. That's
Forgot that was coming
thank
out.
you so much for your messages. I think it's time for the socials, Matt.
Yes, we stream a show live every Monday night on twitch.tv/TCGSco. If you go there and you've got an Amazon account and a Twitch account, you can connect your account, you get a free subscription, which you can give to our channel or others, but mostly us. We really appreciate those that do. Speaking of streaming, James is streaming Farley Steps Saturday night at 9 p.m. Again, search us on the app or the website and get notified when James goes live around 9 on Saturday. And if you miss his old stream and want to watch the podcast on video and other bits we've done, search for TCGS on YouTube, and all the links to our amazing Discord community, our store, our Patreon, socials, it's all on tcgs.co.
And thank you so much for living it. We'll catch you next week for some more video game chit chat. It's been a delight chatting about video games for you. It hasn't actually. This has been an absolute nightmare to record, and I'm seriously worried about what the fuck we're going to do next week already. We'll catch you then.
Just
Take
buy a
care,
new
everyone.
computer. It's fine.
Lovely.
They're
Just
very cheap.
finance it. It doesn't matter.
I think it might matter. Goodbye, everybody.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
goodbye.